Got it.
Okay, perfect. So as indicated, our marketing team called the whole series the elevation series, okay? But when you actually start working with the unit, you're gonna start noticing that the actual model, we call them the CIM models, okay? And the name of the unit actually gives you a lot of useful information. For instance, I'm gonna take an example of a CIM 0430 HA5, okay? So CIM actually for us means Cuvier Ice Modular Machine, okay? Cuvier because that machine makes cubes, as you may well know. Other models make other type of ice, okay? So CIM is gonna be the replacement of the ICE model that Isomatic has been building the last almost 18, 19 years, okay? Modular means that the machine is gonna actually be sitting on top of something else, some other equipment, okay? Like the unit you saw in the room, the machine was sitting on top of a bin, or it could be on top of a dispenser, okay? The next digit that you see there, the 04, is going to tell us production, okay? So this machine should be able to produce around 400 pounds every 24 hours. So 04, you multiply it by 100 and gives you 400 pounds every 24 hours, okay? That is at a specific ambient temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit, temperature of the ambient temperature next to the machine, 50 degrees temperature of the water, okay? So at 70, 50, that machine, 70 temperature of the air, 50 degrees temperature of the water, that machine should be able to produce around 400 pounds, okay? Next digit is something that we added that the other models didn't have, and this is the width of the cabinet, okay? So in this example, for instance, this is a 30-inch unit. 2 would be a 22-inch, 4 would indicate a 48-inch unit, okay? This is important because, as indicated, this is a modular machine, so it's going to be sitting on top of a bin or a dispenser. You can have the same size of ice machine over the same size of dispenser, meaning you can have a 30-inch unit sitting on top of a 30-inch bin, okay? You can even, somebody's asking if we're going to record this training. Yes, yes, yes. Don't worry about it, okay? You can actually even put a 22-inch unit over a 30-inch bin, okay? The only thing you need to make sure is that you have the proper bin tops to cover the extra inches of opening on the bin, okay? But what you can never do is actually put a bigger machine over a smaller bin. You would never put a 30-inch ice maker over a 22-inch bin. That's not a proper application. The machine is unstable, you would have issues with dropping, so on and so forth, okay? Next digit is really, really important. This is going to give us the electrical characteristics of that machine, okay? So a 0, like the example given, is 150 volts, okay? If it were a 6 there, that means it's a 220 volt single phase. A 7 would be a 220 volt 3-phase. Notice that the range by which the machine can actually work is 208 to 230, okay? So it has quite a range on voltage. If you ever see a 5 there, a 5, that's a 50 hertz machine, okay? All the other examples, the 0, the 6, and the 7 are 60 hertz US machines that can be installed in the US, okay? 50 hertz are units that intended for international markets, okay? So if you're ever working on a unit and suddenly you see a 5 there, that's a 50 hertz machine. And actually it happens because some customers purchase the units through the internet, and sometimes they don't know what they're purchasing, and they end up with buying a 50 hertz machine, okay? Then the size of the cube, is indicated on the next digit. You have an H, F, and G. H would indicate a half, F would be a full, G would be a grande, okay? So that is being given to you by the size of the evaporator, okay? That's something that cannot be changed. If you have a half cube, that's the size of the cubes that the evaporator is going to give you. You cannot swift and change to a full or a grande, okay? that would mean a change of the evaporator. In other words, you need, if that's the case, you would better go by replacing the unit completely, okay? Next digit is the condenser, okay? A would indicate an air-cooled condenser, W, a water-cooled, R, remote, okay? So that tells us the type of condenser. A remote condenser is basically a machine in which we have separated the condenser and the fan motor, okay? And the remote condenser is installed upstairs in the roof, and that remote condenser is connected to the ice machine through pre-charged line sets, okay? A water cool unit is a machine that uses water to cool down the condenser. You have to be careful in that specific machine because the water consumption is really high. And air basically is a machine that uses air to cool down the condenser, and that's a machine that has all the components in the same body, okay? Next digit, as you see there, a 5, that's your revision, okay? That is really important when you're talking about, when you're looking for parts, okay? Every time Isomatic changes a supplier of a really important part that doesn't, sometimes may not match to previous revisions, we issue a new revision, okay? Or if we change something in the sequence operation or something related to specific wiring or something of that nature, then we would issue a new revision, okay? So that's very important when you're requesting or looking for specific parts. And that is always going to be the last digit of that of the model of the unit, okay? Incoming water, okay, let's start with the pressure, 20 to 75 PSI, okay? 20 PSI is the minimum. If you're below that, there's not enough water, okay? 75 PSI is the maximum. Somebody's asking you if I can move the slides. I don't see exactly how I can do that. I'll try to see if I can change, but you're supposed to be able to see the whole slide. If not, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so pressure of the water, 20 to 75 PSI. You have to be careful on the maximum pressure because we have issues with these machines because as you're gonna see there, we use the float assembly. So the pressure of the incoming water is too high. What starts happening is the floats of the float assembly start having issues reading the volume of water that actually is coming into the unit. And that is expressed by issues trying to adjust bridge thickness, okay? So always check the pressure. The machine should be working with pressures between 50 and 60 PSI, that's the best. But if you're over 75, you're gonna notice that the machine starts having issues of trying to adjust bridge thickness, okay? Temperature of the water, 40 to 100. Again, remember that the only thing that the actual machine does is lower the temperature of the water reaches 32 degrees, turns into ice, okay? So the higher the temperature of the water that's coming into the machine, the longer it's gonna take for the machine to drop the pressure to that, drop that temperature to that 32 degrees, okay? And that's gonna take longer. The longer the cycles, you're gonna have less cycles every 24 hours, okay? And that's gonna have an impact on production. So that's why, remember, the 70-50 is so important because if you raise the temperature of the air and raise the temperature of the water, the machine is gonna be able to make ice, but the cycles are gonna be longer, okay? We're gonna talk about a normal time cycle. But yeah, if the conditions where the machine is working are not the right ones, the machine is gonna have production issues, okay? Ambient temperature where the machine is working, self-contained unit, like the unit we have in our room where all the components are in the same body, 50 to 100 degrees. Again, the same scenario, the higher the ambient temperature, the longer it's gonna take the machine to make one sheet of ice, okay? Remote unit, minus 20 to 120 degrees, okay? That is because the remote condenser is outside, so it's engineered to withstand a bigger range. Please be aware that any Isomatic brand, any Isomatic model you use has to be installed indoors, Okay, we don't accept outdoor installs. Okay, so always indoor installs. Okay, let's take a look at an air cool unit. Okay, if you look at the back, you're going to see the most of the areas is covered by the condenser. You have your electrical connections. The machine actually has to be hardwired to an individual breaker. Okay, and you have your connectors for the incoming water, 3/8 of an inch female thread, and the drain 3/4 female thread. Okay. You can also see the screws that are going to allow us to secure the machine to the bin or the dispenser. Okay. An air cool unit, okay, is going to use air to cool down the condenser. That's going to be sucked through the condenser on the back of the unit, and the hot air that passes through the condenser is going to be expelled through the top and through the right-hand side. Okay, so the machine from factory are dual exhausts, meaning that the hot air comes through the upper part, through the upper panel, and through the right-hand side panel. Okay, this actually allows us three different installation options. Okay, the first one is install as is. Okay, with the machine expelling hot air through the top and through the right-hand side. Okay? If that is the case, we need to leave at least 6 inches of clearance on the top and on the right-hand side. Okay, this is for the hot air dissipation. If you don't allow at least 6 inches of clearance, what's going to happen is the machine is going to start rebreathing its own hot air. Okay, and that's going to have an impact on the pressures at which the machine is going to be working, and that's going to have an impact on production. Okay, the machine can be changed to a top air discharge, where all the hot air is going to be expelled through the top of the unit. Okay, the only thing we need to do there is actually remove the right panel, that open right panel, and change that for a solid panel, so all the hot air is being expelled through the top of the unit. Okay. The third application, and nothing else has to be changed. Okay, that's the only change we need. Remove that right panel, put a solid panel, and that's it. You can actually order the machine from factory as a top air discharge, and the only thing we actually do is replace that open panel with a solid panel, and the machine now is a top air discharge. Okay. Third scenario is in those applications in which the machine is actually really high, really tall. If it's a big machine sitting on top of a big bin, and the machine is in a room where the ceiling is kind of low, as long as you have 3 inches of clearance on the top and those 6 inches that we need on the right hand side, the machine can work without any issues. Right? The machine is basically going to expel around 70-75% of all the hot air through the right hand side of the unit, and the rest through the top. Okay, so in those applications in which the machine is really tall, as long as we have at least 3 inches of clearance on the top, we're okay. Okay. Notice that in the 3 options, the top panel has to be open. Okay. And none of the options we can block the top panel. So if a customer comes and you put a box on top of the machine and blocks that discharge on the top, the machine is really going to have issues. Okay. So that's something we need to hammer our customers and let them know, hey, please, never put something on top of the machine. Okay. Somebody is asking me that I mentioned that the units need to be hardwired. That's correct. These machines are commercial units. They don't come with a plug. So the machines have to be hardwired to an individual breaker. Okay. Thank you for the question. You remove the front panel of the unit. This is the view you get there. Okay. The first thing I'm going to ask you to actually notice is your evaporator. Okay. All the evaporators are facing forward. It doesn't matter what width of the machine is. If it's a 20, 30, 48 inch unit, all the evaporators are facing forward. Okay. Single evaporator, dual evaporator. Okay. Sitting in front of the evaporators, you're going to see 2 pieces of plastic. The first one, the top one with the X marked on it, that's the splash guard. Okay. Its function is only to ensure that any water that splashes out of from the evaporator, okay, hits that guard and it's pushed downwards to the current where the water is going to be redirected back into the water reservoir, okay? Underneath that splash guard, you have your current. That's basically the flap that opens and closes, okay? That's actually the mechanism we're going to use to determine harvest and when the machine is in full bin, okay? Below that, you see you have your water reservoir. That's the reservoir that's going to hold the water that's going to be turned into ice, okay? All the diagrams, electrical diagrams, explanations about the sequence of operation, explanation about the cleaning process, everything is located on stickers that are on the back of the left panel, okay? Also notice, please, on the front, you have that control pad or it's called membrane switch, located on the front of the machine, on the front lower right corner. And there you see your two buttons, your power on top and your cleaning on the bottom, okay? The cleaning actually is supposed to be a hand cleaning the machine, okay? So the top button, the power button, actually has two LED lights, red and blue, okay? The cleaning has only one, yellow, okay? So with these three colors, red, blue, and yellow, the machine is actually going to tell you exactly what's going on with the unit, okay? You can see there also the water tube that's going to bring the water from the water reservoir. The water is going to be pushed upwards with the pump to the upper part of the evaporator, where we have actually a water distribution tube that's going to be in charge of distributing the water over the whole evaporator through the spillway. Okay, so in the upper part, you see that water distribution tube. That's actually a tube and tube design. I mean, there's an inner tube and an outer tube, and as you can see there, they're actually separated in upper and lower halves. Okay, so as you can see there, cleaning is really easy because you just separate the upper and lower halves, and you can clean that with your fingers. You don't have to be fighting with a bottle brush trying to get into a closed tube. Okay. The really important part of the water distribution tube is the orientation of the holes of the inner tube. Okay, as you see there in that drawing where the inner tube is kind of has a greenish tone. Okay, you can see that the holes are actually pointing upwards. Okay, the reason is double fold. The first one is the water, as you can see there, comes through the middle of the tube, fills the inner tube, then the water comes out through the holes, hits the upper part of the outer tube, then the water turns around and then drops through the bottom of the outer tube, okay, into the spillway and then into the evaporator. That whole movement of the water first lowers the pressure of the water, because remember, this water is being pushed by a pump, okay? So all that movement of the water lowers the pressure of the water, so the water flows over the evaporator as a smooth cascade, okay? So that allows really good contact between the water and the metal frame of the evaporator. So we can start heat transfer, okay? If the water comes with too much force, you can see that sometimes the water hits the spillway, separates from the evaporator, jumps the first maybe 2 or 3 rows, and then you have contact of the water in the 4th or 5th row downwards. So the upper rows are not forming ice, okay? The other good thing about this type of assembly is if you have any debris or anything that clogs the inner tube, the inner holes of the inner tube, because of the way the water flows through the whole assembly, you're still going to have water coming out of that section of the outer tube. Okay, so let's imagine on the last hole on the right hand side of the inner tube gets clogged because of all the water that's being collected and formed in the outer tube. You're still going to have water coming out of that section. Okay, because if you ever have water that's not covering the whole evaporator, you're going to have sheets of ice that are not going to be complete. That's going to impact production. Okay, because we're not measuring sheets of ice, we're actually measuring pounds. Okay, X amount of pounds every 24 hours. So if you imagine you lose a quarter of your sheet, instead of producing a sheet of ice that weighs 7 pounds, now you're producing ice that a sheet of ice that weighs, let's say, 5 pounds. That's going to have an impact. Okay, you can see on the bottom of the machine, on the base of the unit, those two ledges. Okay, that's where the water reservoir is going to be sitting on. Okay, and on the back, the water reservoir actually has two pieces of plastic that are coming out of the back of the reservoir.
Welcome to the broadcast. This is a source of information on all things related to commercial appliances. Welcome all of you that are new to commercial and those of you well-versed in this industry of ours. Your host is Mike Reed, a technician who has been in the industry for 32 years, with his beginnings working in his family's appliance business based out of the western suburbs of Chicago. Get ready for a truly interactive broadcast. Have all your questions ready and prepare yourself to truly engage with Mike and discuss ideas on all things related to commercial appliances. Without further delay,
Fair use is a legal doctrine that promotes freedom of expression by.
All right, we got that out of the way. Hello, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Mike Reed. As the AI lady said, I am a commercial appliance technician based in Houston, Texas. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. I'll recap the what's up, the hellos, the good evenings. So LED Handyman, what's up? HVACR, what's up? Mr. Hicks, what's the word? All right, let me see here. CEO Jakes. So once again, welcome to the show. In the beginning, I try to play some videos before the actual show starts. If I get the opportunity, I try to play some stuff beforehand. So what we got going on in today's Money Mondays, I'm going to cover the video recap from the NAFM 2025 show. You are actually going to get more out of the videos than you will going to the show, because the NAFM show is not for technicians, it's for the end users. So it's hosted by chefs and the sales department. Usually they might have one person there from engineering or the tech department. One, if that, and that's just for when the clients come and they have their own tech person and they have a technical question, they want someone there from engineering or tech support to be able to answer if the unit can fit with some of their future needs and things of that nature. So without further ado, here we're going to jump into this, and I'm going to do like a recap. Let me stop that one. And some of these I haven't even seen. So this is, let me make this bigger. So this is electro freeze. I'll do this. All right, that's the electro freeze booth. So this is Ollie Group. Make sure you guys are seeing all this. Okay, it's a real small one. There we go. So Ollie Group basically bought half the industry. What's old is new again. Adonis had done this prior. So here we are back again where the Italians are owning quite a bit. So these are the machines that you'll find throughout the industry. That's the blend in where you get to have up to like 10 different flavors injected. So you have, as you can see on the right side, you have the different hoses. And what you're doing is they're injecting the syrup into the plain vanilla mix, and then that'll give you that additive, that swirl. So this is something new they've done. Almost looks like it's not a batch freezer, but so this is them showcasing all their stuff. There's the pumps, there's the different flavors. It'll pump that through. Yeah, so there is, now that might look a little familiar That might look a little familiar because that, damn, they make that so fast. Because that is the same machine from Florida. Same machine that Mike Sneed has. It's just a little different. It's been a little augmented. As a matter of fact, damn, I forgot who bought them. So that's why this stuff all looks the same. I'm gonna make my stuff a little bigger. And as you can see from the crowd, yes, it is. You'll see a lot of women at the show because these are people part of the marketing department. These are people part of sales from the clients. And like I said before, they are not set up to talk to technicians. Oh, we know exactly when prices are going to go up. We know exactly when prices are going to go up. Hold on, let me tell you. They announce it. So the thing is, these are the components. These aren't the item as a whole. You got to realize that, like, electrofreeze is made in Illinois. So let me show you electrofreeze. Electrofreeze is made in Illinois. And everyone announces their price increases. So it's nothing that's going to take you by surprise. And what the hell is going on? All right. Electrofreeze. So we get notifications on the price increases. In our line of work, the manufacturer absorbs certain number of increases until they can't. So these things have been anticipated for many years prior to this. So as I was saying before with somebody else, let me see here. Let's see here. Let me show. Electrofreeze is made in downstate Illinois. Well, I'm sorry. Moline, right? Moline, which is, it's the southeast. There's actually a university in Moline. Electrofreeze, HC Duke and Sons, East Moline, Illinois. So the prices go up on components that they would use going into the machine if they're using components from China, if they're using components from Canada, if they're using components from Mexico. What you'll find out, a lot of these components that we're using I don't do air conditioning. So on this side of the fence, a lot of our components come from Italy, which is not part of that increase. Our stuff comes from Italy. It'll come from Turkey. It'll come from Germany. Those aren't part of that. So see, this is Well Built, an Ollie group. Ollie bought Well Built. So let me see here. So they automatically announce the increases, and our increases have been projected based on stainless steel, copper, and aluminum prices. So any of these other things that are based on the internal components, things like that, they're going to eat those. They're going to eat those prices. For now, that'll come up on the next thing. Now, as far as anything else, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Let's see here if they added anything. Okay, so they're just, you know how many years I asked these guys if they were going to have in-person training? Years I've asked these guys. Well. Check this out. So it looks as if they're going to have, oh, you guys can't really see this. Let me move my, see if I can. Move myself. Let me take Handyman off the screen. There we go. That's a little better. So it looks like Electro Freeze, for the first time in a very long time, they're going to do classes for the rest of us. Electro Freeze, that is one of the brands, actually a main choice for Dairy Queen, which they like to blast all over the front of the screen, that they say that they are Dairy Queen. So it looks like this is a year that they are doing it. This is a year. So it looks like they are doing classes in October. So the whole month of October, it's a 2-day class. Looks like I'm going home. Let me show you guys where. Yo, Jacob, what's happening? I'm going over some of the stuff from NAFA. All right, let me see here. Moline to Chicago. So yeah, Moline to Chicago, 2 hours and 36 minutes without traffic. So it looks like for me, it'll be a 2-hour drive. My people are 36 minutes west of downtown Chicago. Let me see here. O'Hare. Yeah, so it's still going to be the same thing. 2 hours and 30 minutes from O'Hare. You really don't. O'Hare is going to be your best. O'Hare is going to be your best option. Ooh, Davenport, Iowa. Okay, so it is 10 minutes, but your flights are going to be higher. If you get to fly into Davenport, it's going to be a lot better for you. Let me see here. Let me see here what you guys got to say. Flight Houston to Davenport, Iowa. That's just how close this is. All right, so that's not bad. If I do Frontier, I'm looking at $125. So yeah, I would fly into Davenport. I would just fly into Davenport. So forget about flying into O'Hare. Fly into Davenport. That's what a lot of you guys don't understand is, for being from Chicago, all of these companies, all of these manufacturers, these are our neighborhood. Perlick, True, all that stuff. These are all American companies. They're all made right there where I grew up. Let's see here. Jacob. So I will start posting these training dates for Electro Freeze, a very big name. As you see, I got my Stolting stuff. So this year it looks like it is and my daughter wants to see snow this year. Let me see if I can pick one closer to. What were those dates again? In Chicago, you got a pretty decent chance of it snowing. Oh yeah, you got a pretty decent chance of it snowing for Halloween. Snow has ruined quite a few of our Halloweens growing up as a small child. All right, so October 28th and 29th. Cool. All right, so look forward to Electro Freeze stuff. Look forward to Electro Freeze. So that's some good news. That's some good news. And so, Jacob, I don't hold anything back. So if I had Jackson information, I would give it up. I would pony up. But I don't have any of that. I don't have any of that. I do not have any of that. Let me show you what I do have. So Jackson Training. Jackson is owned by Hoshinazaki. And yeah, they got nothing. They got nothing. You have to train. You got to schedule this entire channel is about training. This is not a how-to channel. This isn't a ooh, look at me. I know how to work a screwdriver. This is not that kind of channel. This channel primarily talks about training classes when they are. Why? Because it's extremely difficult to get a hold of this. The large companies have a single person that manages just the training for all the technicians when they need to get retrained, when new people are going to be scheduled, all that kind of stuff. So all the dishwasher stuff is all old man business. So, and no disrespect, but it's all old man. It's all old man stuff. Yeah, it's so what do I mean about that? The trainer for Jackson has retired from Jackson not once, not twice. He retired from Jackson like 3 times, and they keep bringing him back. So he's a gentleman that it's these training classes go according to when the trainer is up to it, when they feel like it, when they've got, these are 70-year-old men. I'm 50. These are 70-year-old men, and it's up to when they're up to it, knees and things like that. These items are being trucked on over. They have to supervise all that because it's $100,000 to $250,000 worth of equipment, and they're not just going to hand that on over. They're going to have that supervised by their own people. So whenever Jackson has something, that's why you got to follow the channel. That is the value that I provide, is keeping up with this training stuff, so you're not searching every damn website every day. You don't have to do that. I'm already doing that. Music. So here's one of my favorites. They took on over American Range. So FWE is part of this umbrella now, part of this banner. And this is what I'm talking about. If you watch my other stream where I was talking about, this is something for us. This is a business that you also cook, or your wife cooks, or brother, sister, cousin, that type of thing. This is where we come in.
That's going to go out. Verify online that this account's got some cash in it. That'll unlock the door with the green light.
So once again, this is something for universities, in the dorms, nursing homes, small nursing homes, hospitals.
So if a customer had grabbed it and said, really put it back, so prior to closing that door, they're not going to be charged.
So did you guys catch that? Invictus, what's happening? So FWE, all of these guys are owned by Hatco now. These are companies that are to NAFTA 2025.
This is a work in progress. This is the first time we've done these live demos in the marriage booth here of Hatco Brands. We've been doing some smoke products,
NAFTA, where they show off latest and innovative products to their customers. Not a show that's designed or set up with us in mind. If you want to talk to a chef and ask him about how much humidity is going to put into the product, they can answer that. But if you want to know anything about parts or how to get a hold of the tech support, at best they can give you a card ahead of tech support. They don't know when training is, any of that kind of stuff. But now Hatco has their hat in the ring. Hatco already has a couple other items.
High efficiency version of our Climate IQ series. So Climate IQ is exact temperature and exact relative humidity. So that's going to be used for any of your really sensitive foods, things like cooked proteins, maybe side items that would otherwise dry out on the outside over time. And so this has got that precision system, but in a very high efficiency format because we're using 1.5 inches of polyiso insulation, so it's very, very well insulated.
So this is the top brand on the hot side.
Elements wrapped around the outside.
All this stuff is electric.
And again, use a lot less power in the process while still delivering really high quality product at really low energy consumption if you're in an area that requires that energy store scale.
LED handyman, because I have a habit of cursing people out too much. My father's even worse. I am the more tolerant and patient one. Between my father and I'm the one that takes more time with people. So, oh, there's Ovention. Oh, damn. All right, after this, hopefully the pizza oven stuff will be back.
Hi, this is Allison Rezendes, Chief Content Officer with Food Service Equipment Reports. I'm here at the NAFM 2025 show. Chef Joe, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, yeah, I'm Chef Joe. I'm the corporate chef for Ovention Ovens, and we're down here at NAFM just, having fun, doing some demonstrating, doing some cooking, and definitely doing some eating.
Can you tell me a little bit about Ovention's triple stacked ovens?
Wow.
So there's the ovens behind them.
That's a broad question, but
they have a different take on conveyor ovens.
I don't have to now have 1, 2, or a different place for this one or square footage. In today's industry,
You will actually see some of these in gas stations, convenience stores.
If I'm able to go up vertically versus going out this way,
I've yet to see one of these in a pizza pizzeria.
Because we are electric, and electric's where it's at. Ask Elon.
You hear that? They are all electric, and they have their own turbo chef style oven.
Instead of going out anywhere with no hood, no vents. So we're able to run it and save an operator anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000.
No hood, no vent, which is why you see these in convenience stores, gas stations. So what they do is you could load food product on either side of the oven, and it will bring the food item into the oven. And when it's done with its preset cooking time, it will eject the food item. And it does that with either side.
We're looking for size configurations. So if I'm going to stack, we're going to start from the bottom, right? We want our biggest platform to go up there for circumference. As we go up, we can go smaller, or we can stay the same depending on the volume. Even on our webpage, we have calculators that can calculate how many per hour. And how much
so this is Ovention. They are also owned by Hatco.
And overall, thinking of Ovention ovens, kind of what sets your product apart from other competitors on the market?
I think what sets us apart from all of our competitors is, believe it or not, my number one is our people.
See, I like how he put that, and then he had to look into the camera.
And our little small.
Truth be told,
that we can work together
and
focus on.
It's a mousetrap.
Other operators, we have a
there is no better mousetrap.
Door system, which just helps with the heat. When you
they cook, so they have this one gimmicky thing where they have this allows the heat to stay in. If you are going to use the belts to enter and eject, if you want, you can have the food pass through, just like any other conveyor oven.
Now I have to go get it. But if I have this a little bit quieter, and I can go a little bit quieter, a little bit quieter.
Yeah, I like it. I like this.
Finally, when I get home, my wife's happy and
Do
says,
you have a better mousetrap? And now he's tap dancing. Now he's dancing.
The last question is, if you already are an operator with an no-vention oven, can you stack units in the field, or is that something you have to specify up front?
Oh yeah, like a retrofit. Yes, we can definitely, once you've purchased the item, we can go back and look at it. One of our dealers, whoever, one of our representatives can come out, take a look at it, and we do have in the field retrofit so that we can put a stacking kit on it.
Okay, so as volume increases and operator
Volume increases, say I started with 1, I can go to 2, and hopefully your business is going to quadruple where you'll need 3 and 3 and 3. But yes.
Well, what they do is there isn't cross contamination. Well, cross vapors or cross odors. But how they got it set up is when you end up with 3, you'll have one set up for longer cooking items, a middle one set up for something that cooks quicker, and then the top one for desserts and things like that. So that's kind of like how they have this thing set up.
Chef Joe, it was so good to catch up with you. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Allison. Thanks. Enjoy the show.
This is Allison Rezendes at the NAFM show with Food Service Equipment Reports. Thank you.
All right, let me see if I can go. Man, I want my pizza group. There it is. There it is. So how many people have heard of
I'm Michael Rodriguez. I'm with Pizza Master Ovens. Just a little bit about Pizza Master. So Pizza Master, we're the largest electric, actually the largest pizza oven manufacturer in the world.
Electric. All right. You see that? Electric. Did you hear that? Electric. You're not listening to me. Electric. I don't want to hear in the comment section, oh man, they got electric. They don't even do gas. The largest electric deck oven range in the world. All right. Countertops, modular. They got 80 something configurations. So that's why I say when you guys send me a freaking picture of something, I don't want to see a damn picture. Don't send me no damn picture of the unit. I need to know more. I need a model number. I need a serial number, because this one set of ovens, they got 88 different ovens.
We have over 85 different models.
85.
We have 1,500 different configurations.
Jesus,
so I have everything from the small countertops on into super very large high capacity ovens. So let's step in and take a look at them. So all of our ovens, whether the smallest countertop or the largest oven, we all have the same controllers. All of the doors in the large ovens, all of our doors hinge up, right?
Now, I want you to notice the doors. Not saying that this is going to happen to them or to one of these, but sometimes glass on these oven doors might just break. So he's going to give you an explanation on why they put glass doors on their ovens. And you'll notice that their ovens are angled. So he's going to get into why that is. So it's a bit of a trade-off.
Right? It allows me as an operator to get closer to the product. I don't have to reach over a hot door to access it. This is one of our newest ovens, right? This is our 1100 series. 1100 means that each stone inside is 21 inches wide and 42 inches deep. So if you have a customer with a large slice program and they like to do the 20-inch pies, I can do more volume in 20-inch pies than anybody else in the industry. This particular oven,
unless they got the same damn oven. Uh-oh, my bad. Oh, it's a commercial. I'm playing so many, I didn't bother to.
I can make it 2 stones wide, 3 stones wide, up to 5 decks. Each stone will hold 2 pizzas. So you're talking about 6 20-inch pies per deck. So I could do 18 20-inch pizzas at one time. All of my ovens up to 3 decks come with these sliding shelves. So this is a spectacular asset. That's cool. Because everybody knows that space in the kitchen is a paramount, right? Real estate is very expensive. So if I have hot product that has to come out, I can slide my drawer out, pull the hot product.
So what he's talking about,
down, set it down.
So what he's talking about prior to this is no matter what unit you got, they're going to have the same controller. Now the door sizes are going to vary based on the actual size of the unit, and then your elements are going to vary based on the size.
Pizza Master so unique is the control factor, right? In a typical oven, your only control is this here. What temperature am I going to bake at?
Right.
In my oven, in addition to saying I want to bake at a temperature in the Pizza Master ovens, I can go up to 932 degrees. So if I had a Neapolitan pizza where I'm baking at 900 degrees, I can get all the way up to 932. So it allows me to do a large volume in Neapolitan pizza. But the sweet spot is this here. So I have 9 elements on the top of the chamber, and I have 5 elements under the stone.
Ooh.
The top controller controls the 9 heat elements on the top, and this controls the 5 elements on the bottom. So in addition to saying if I'm baking at 525 degrees, I can also, this allows me to say in that cavity at 525 degrees, how much of that 525 do I need coming down on the product, and how much do I want pushing from the bottom through the stone? So that allows me a lot of versatility. So if I'm doing a New York style pie, my settings may be in this range. But if I'm doing a Chicago deep dish, well, I need a lot of bottom heat, very little top heat. If I do Neapolitan, it's just the opposite. I need a lot of top heat, very little bottom heat, because the pie is going to bake so quickly. Whether it's a Roman pie, I can do any style of pizza, right? And that's what is great about it. It gives me a lot of versatility.
What size is most common?
My oven also, when you first turn the oven on, it goes into what's called a turbo mode. And what turbo means is I'm going to fully energize all the elements in that chamber to get to temperature fast.
Yeah.
So at 525 degrees, I can go from 0 to 525 degrees. I'll probably reach the...
Let me hit you with the old man. So back in my day, pizza restaurants never turned their oven off. It stayed on all the time because it took so long for the ovens to heat up.
So the ability to get to temperature quite quickly gives me a lot of versatility, and it saves me a lot in energy consumption. If I'm coming in the morning and let's say I'm doing morning prep, maybe I only need to turn 1 deck on, because I know that within 40 minutes of when I really need to be on, I can turn the other decks on and I'm ready to go.
4 hours a day, 7 days. Well, they would turn off maybe 1 day a week.
We all have timers. What's great about the oven too is once I reach my set temp, that turbo is going to drop out for the rest of the day.
Yo, what's up,
so at that point, I'm only pulling 30 to 40% to maintain it. It's extremely well insulated.
But yeah, I wanted
all
to
of my
show
decks
this to you. So
are
this
glass,
is
and they're illuminated from both sides. So anyone, even a 17-year-old that's operating it, if you want to check the progress of the bake cycle, all you have to do is look through the grass.
Well, that's why
and you can see how it's progressing.
That's
instead of having to open the door, letting heat out, and put it. So, of the 9 elements on the top of the chamber, the first 2 elements are higher wattage elements, so they radiate a little bit more heat. So as that helps to create somewhat of an air curtain on the door. So as I open and close that door all day long,
got 3 different
it's going to keep that heat inside the chamber, and it's going to compensate for going back. What's great about, again, as we talk about the controller, it gives me the ability, if I have a gas oven and I'm baking it and the bottom is blonde, not cooked all the way, and the top is cooked all the way through, I have no way. I have to keep moving the pie all the way around, chasing heat, chasing heat, chasing heat.
Yeah.
Because all the elements in my chamber start at the right-hand side of the chamber, go all the way to the left, and all the way back to the right, I'm not going to have hot and cold zones inside that cavity. So there's very little manipulation. I don't have to open the door and slide the pie to the left, slide it back to the right, spin, move around. So that also helps to decrease the bake time, because now I don't have to touch it. I'm not manipulating the product. We have a damper. The decks we have an option for if you.
So just to explain again, all the pizzerias are going electric. They're getting rid of gas. They're all going electric. Yes, the glass is see-through. Yes, You don't have to open up the door as much to see how the pizzas are coming along, which helps conserve the heat. But the doors sometimes slam and they can break. The doors can break. You'll see the videos on YouTube where the guys will have, not particularly this brand of oven, but some of the other ones, the doors will, break the glass. So glass is cheaper than stainless steel, by the way. So sales plays quite a bit in this whole thing.
You have a bread program. I can get a deck with steam. So I can get a deck with steam, creates a little bit taller cavity, and it's an excellent bread oven. So if you're doing baguettes, eggnog rolls, even old world hearth breads, you got a nice artesian stone. It really does a spectacular job with breads. Now, one more thing on our stones. So we have, our standard stone is a composite stone. So it's textured on the top like sandpaper, right? So the texture serves two purposes. One, it gives me more surface area, so it holds more heat. And two, it allows air to get up underneath the product. So when you pull the pizza out, that crust is going to have a true artesian crust, a nice crunch. It can give a lot of integrity to the slice.
Okay.
And because
it's more sales talk, right there.
Correct.
It's also less
what's
expensive.
Also great is because of it being a composite stone, it's very hard. I don't have to cure that stone. So if you want to do a transition overnight from a gas to electric, all I have to do is have the power there, and I can hook up. It burns off super fast, and then you're ready to go. So the stone is really, really nice. Each stone in the back sits in a cradle, right where the seams are. So what that does is as that oven heats and cools, that cradle will have a little bit of leeway. So it's designed to give the stone some flex. So as I was saying, there's just a lot of little engineering in each part of this oven that collectively really make it a very, very powerful oven. It's incredibly energy efficient. It's extremely well insulated. So at any point, at any temperature, you'll be able to touch any part here, down the sides. The same with the left side, you'd be able to touch and reach down the sides. It's going to be cool to the touch. Plus, I'm not radiating a lot of heat. So I've even had customers tell me that they've saved 10% on conditioning the space in their restaurant because I'm not billowing all of this heat into that space.
There's no way that they... So I guess they increased the ventilation. Damn, that's me right there. It says 11 people watching, but it's actually 14. YouTube is on that bull. Anyway, so he's got more videos. So I wanted to show you this. Now I can believe that. I can believe that. So yeah, there's a couple of things with Pizza Master. Crown has some videos. Nimco. Let me show you some. Yeah, Nimco. It's crazy.
We have the Panini Pro here.
I was just talking about the Panini
Pro. Very, very great machine that we're using. It is completely ventless. It is installed with 2 microwaves on each side. The platens are nonstick. There's no ceramic. There's no glass, meaning that there's no chance that the glass is going to break. And on these ceramics, once it gets stained, if it's not cleaned properly, it will be like that the entire time. These are easily loaded recipes that you can do for your time and temperature. You can choose if you want to have a grooved or a smooth. That comes from.
So this is Electrolux was the brand that Panera was using, but this is one that is identical to the Electrolux one that's out there. It is very, very close in design to that one. But unfortunately, Panera decided to kick these style of panini press out and went with the Turbo Chef.
The factory, and then what the end user can do on their level is they can put this platen up and down. So if they have a tall product and they want to make sure that top griddle is touching it, or rather maybe a shorter product, you can adjust it accordingly. It has a magnetic grip that as soon as you pull this down, you can walk away, continue until the alarm comes on. So simple roast beef and cheese sandwich. Really want to show how it melts all the way through and the simplicity of it. We do a preset for our recipe. And as soon as the magnet grabs, we're going to wait for 1 minute and have that come down. This thing is great.
Keyword, as soon as the magnet grabs. So you have magnet issues. There's a limit switch there. You got all these other safety devices, and they get gunked up. It is a ventless unit.
For a lot of different recipes, it could be a quesadilla. It could be a panini. This is also a great idea if somebody doesn't want to go the rapid cook oven route. They don't have to really use the Platinums because of this microwave. This is great for a scenario where if somebody has a grab and go situation and needs to be quickly warmed up, but it might not make sense to expense for something that is, over 10,000.
We do some crap.
So we're going to start with our standard Royal Series equipment right here. So this is our standard Royal Series equipment. So this is 30-inch working height. We just launched our new product line, which is over there. Our
Crown has
series, which is
introduced a lot of new stuff. How many of you guys
stores 122 by 2 ice cubes
with Crown?
And a great accessory to this matrix freezer is our ice design plate. So in 3 to 5 seconds per side, you have a fully designed this pays for itself in one shift. So
a lot of these places, a lot of places are brand loyal.
This is our standard design, and you can also customize this with logos as well. So you're doing
you go to restaurants, bars, and cafes.
Singer
Crown, everything. Crown has dishwashers.
Premier, Singer, TNL,
Crown.
It's all you're gonna.
Let me go into it because I've gone over Crown before, but let me redo it. Excuse me. So it's a lot family owned, manufactured in the USA. I think Crown is Crown Wisconsin or is like Crown Pennsylvania? Let me see real quick. Let me go down to the bottom. New Jersey. Okay, Crown is New Jersey. All the rest of my stuff is Midwest. So it's all US. There's the refrigeration. Once again, it's your beer, bar back stuff. Here's your, I don't know who's making this for them. I don't know if Perlick is making it. It's kind of crazy to think, but yeah, I think Perlick or True or Hoshizaki is making this for them. Anybody know who's making this for Crown? Is it Perlick? It's kind of crazy to think that your competitor is making your refrigerators, but it looks, I don't think they're making it. Here's some of the bar back stuff. Oh, sorry about that. All right, I'm gonna start over. So here's Crown. Let me go back to the beginning. The hell? You guys should be seeing this. Okay, I'm on such a delay. Sorry about that. All right, CEO Jakes. Thank you. That brother
being involved and being active on his YouTube channel. Well, welcome back.
I appreciate that. So this does a pretty good showing of what Crown is all about. I take care of quite a bit of Crown. So the major players in this are Perlick, Crown, actually True. Perlick, Crown. Man, trying to think of who else competes as much as this. And you know what? I want to say it probably. Trying to think who else has as much stuff. So it's not just the rails and stuff like that. They have the bar backs, they have kegs, direct draw, all this stuff. Some of the stuff is made by, I forgot about Glass Tender. Glass Tender is big with bars too. So these are the names that I'm dropping are companies that they make the entire bar. They're making the entire bar. Everything that you see, all you have to do is call up. All you got to do is call up Crown, plop your money down on the table, and they will deliver to you an entire bar. The whole bar, all you have to do is stock it with liquor. Sinks, ice, the dishwasher. So let me show you some robotic bar. What the hell is this? Let me see what they got going on there. Huh. $109,000. Damn, you gotta be making a lot of money at your bar. There's no Patty's bar for that. Sonny in Philadelphia don't make enough money for that. So there's a serving robot bar. I guess if you're at an airport, interesting, and you can have this thing going, who knows, all kind of times of day and night. Markdown, overstock, new products. Crown should have dishwashers, I think. So I will put together. Ooh, they even have the tankless water heater. I doubt if it's gonna be branded with their name on it. So fridges, sinks, everything that your clients need. And I don't know what they're doing with the dishwasher. There's power pack, trunk lines. So I've given you guys all the information for Micromatic and all those, and Lancer and all those places where you're going to learn how to put the beer caves and stuff together, how to run the lines for the beer. And this is the other part of it. You're going to run the lines. You're going to run these run the lines to power pack, run the power pack lines over to the bar. You yourself. How much are these? Let me show you how much these things cost. Oh, damn, they got the price there, so no need to leave. So the power pack is $3,850. It's probably less than that because it's the list. So there's a lot of money to be made servicing your clients that are providing libations. I give you all that training information. Like I tried to tell, what was that, Jacob, man? Hey, I'm not hiding anything. As soon as I find out training information, I run and give it to you guys. As soon as I find this stuff out. So here's all kind of bar backs, everything like that. Your nightclubs, your events, facilities, places to put on concerts, that kind of stuff. Pot fillers. I thought for sure, what the hell? Even pet grooming. I thought for sure they had a dishwasher at one point in time. Guess maybe they got rid of it. So they even got into the pet grooming. I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. We used to deal with that with the laundry. But anyway, so this is Crown. Like someone was asking the other time, the last show, American made. Not all of this stuff is from America, but they do have things like they are the ones making the sinks. They are the ones making the power packs, plumbing. They make these items called the underbar, all that kind of stuff. See, these are their clients. So you can't never say I didn't tell you nothing. Hard Rock Cafe, Yankee Stadium, Little Caesars Arena, Phoenix Arena, Resort World Casino in Vegas, Walk-Ons, Dave & Buster's, Whole Foods, Hilton, Buffalo Wild Wings, Marriott. Yo, Stormtrooper. All right, brother. Yeah, man. Hey, I just thought I'd show you guys who was at that show, what they offer, that type of thing. Oh, I haven't eaten yet. Thanks for helping me decide. Big hot corned beef on sourdough smush goodness. Yes, I've been putting my panini press into overtime. I think my family is sick and tired of eating panini sandwiches. All right. Yeah, I know how that go. My wife was like, "Oh, you going live? Oh, it's Monday." Yeah, she hates you guys. She hates all of you. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, sure. Tell that to my wife. So, all right, let me see here. But this is just one of the brands that's there. They have a lot of refrigeration. There we go. I knew they had dishwashers. It takes a while to find this kind of stuff. Their dishwashers are like this one is, that's not CMA. This is Champion. Champion is making this for them. It used to be, so they go back and forth. Sometimes CMA makes it, but this is Champion. Moyer Diebel, to be specific. That's very Moyer Diebel. So Champion rebrands units. I got into it with some people on here. They're like, "Oh man, this is so and so." I said, "Yeah, I know what name is on the front, but who actually makes it is a different company." Once they put a different name on it, once they put a different name on there, they can charge a much different price. So if it just has the Moyer Diebel name on it, they have to abide by the pricing for Moyer Diebel. But once they put their own name on it, they can go well below if they need to. You can go above, but then you got to fight it out with your customer. Say, "Hey man, why would I pay you 20 grand when I can get this thing for somebody else for 15?" But anyway, so yes, Crown has dishwashers, beer caves, all that kind of stuff. And no, let me see here, no training. And they really don't do any training because their stuff is rebranded. A lot of their stuff is rebranded, so they don't even get involved with that. So that's Crown. What's Untankango got to say? Hold on one second. Let me see what Untankango said. Untankango. Untelitech tries to remove a busted drain pipe with standing water in the drain that was sitting for days. Well, that is why you got bruh. Yeah. Yes. Do you use these right here? Hold on one second. This is a I use these. So you can take these attachments right here. Yeah, even Home Depot has them now. You could take these attachments, you can put the water hose in there. Man, you zip tie the trigger. You zip tie the trigger on your drill, and you put one hose into the washer or the dishwasher, and then the other side goes into the drain. And these things used to be $8. Now they've gone up to 20, 25 bucks. See, Amazon even Amazon is $10. These things used to be like $7, $8. Oh, see, Temu got one for $8. But yeah, you put it on there, you lock that trigger, and you run the hell up out of that damn laundry area. I myself used to wear a painter's mask because I have allergies and I can't take it. I can't take it. I had to send the manufacturer pictures of me wearing the damn breathing mask in the pet shop because I can't take it. I can't do it. So that's what happens to me at these pet places.
You can add all that stuff to it. So it's a great option to keep.
Let me go to another one. Nimco has the fry holders. And like I said, I've never
to finish with, we have a blender range that are available. So we have 3 different kind of them that are a bit easier or a bit.
So who does this look like? I'm not familiar with Dynamic. So she said they're a manufacturer out of France. like I told you guys before, there are thousands of manufacturers
with more programs available. And we just launched this new one that is a noise canceling one.
I like
So
the
when you turn it on,
3,000, but
the noise canceling option
chances
makes it
are
really
it's
quiet and easy
way
to
more
use.
than 3,000.
It's very simple. There are not a lot of options available, so you can just choose your speed and the time that you want. You can also put an auto mode that would adapt your speed to the timer that you just set.
So that is dynamic. She also got some salad spinners.
Hi, so I'm Alison. I'm a sales associate in Dynamic USA. So Dynamic is a French company that is focused on the production of mixers, salad spinner, and food equipment in general. We have different availabilities for mixers. We have from the small range to the bigger range. So all the products are made by us in France in our company.
So
and we have different options available. We
Yes,
can find the
Vitamix
mixers
and
with
Robo
the tool that is fixed and directly linked to the motor, or with attachment that are detachable to switch to mixer, whisk, blender, or mashed potato tools. The mixers are made in polycarbonate and stainless steel for it to last longer in time and for an easy maintenance for them. We also have some salad spinners. So we are the inventor of it, as well as the mixers. So we have a really good knowledge on the product, and as well as the mixers, everything is made in France. We can find them in 3 different sizes in 1.25 gallons.
All right, so let's see here. What else can we cover with the from NAFM? What else can we cover from NAFM? I did look at quite a bit. Anyone? Oh, no, can't do that. It's got music. Can't do that one. Oh, yeah, those are shorts anyway. Don't want to see that. No rationale. No rationale on this channel here. That is not happening. Hey, AccuTemp. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is what's up. AccuTemp. I'm very fond of AccuTemp. It's a brand that I like.
We have about a gallon of distilled water inside this chamber that we use a patented process with heating. We actually pull all the air out of that water, pull all the air out of the chamber, and then we pressurize it and hermetically seal it. So we don't need any water lines, any filtration, none of that stuff. It's in there for the life of the equipment. All it does is recondensate itself. So when we kick it on.
All right. So I don't know if you're familiar with the with AccuTemp with their griddles. It's the brand that Freddy's Frozen Custard uses. So what he's explaining is that their griddles have water sealed into the unit. So like you said, they vacuum, out all the air, they fill the unit with water, and then they seal it up. You never have to I think it's a lifetime guarantee on the griddle. So if it ever does leak, they will replace it, I believe. I believe that would have to be verified, but I believe that's their warranty, is that it has a lifetime guarantee that the unit won't leak the water out. And so then it provides even heating. So even if you find one of these used, like from a restaurant that closed down, the griddle surface still looks very clean, very new, no matter how old it is.
We're looking for steam. And steam travels faster than almost anything out there. So when you put whole product onto the top, that steam comes right to that cooked product immediately. It doesn't matter if 1 patty or 50 patties, burgers or something like that. It'll come back to set temperature within 10 seconds.
That's what I like using these for smash burgers.
We're only transferring our heat to an 1/8 of an inch plate. We don't have a welded on carbon top plate that's going to work, crack, and break. We use ice water to clean it with.
Yes. They teach you how to use the
we really
ice.
are getting good cook time because of instant recovery, the flip to the same spot, and even temperatures across the top. What's up, Leon?
Yeah, if I were going to do my own burger shop, if I was going to do a breakfast spot, and I was going to use a griddle,
76% energy going into the food.
I would use an active
idle when you're not using it. So
extremely hard to find one of them.
Big nice grease straws. They dump water on that, clean for a couple hours, holds about 2 gallons, gallon and a half.
Extremely hard to get your hands on one of them.
We're all digital, so we've eliminated any thermal knobs that'll strip, thermostatic knobs that'll strip. Digital allows us to be more precise.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, those things
the Accelerate Top. This is a new product. It's a great thing for it. It accelerates your cook time. So using this coupled with our griddle, we probably save about 40% time. So we can decrease cook times by 40%.
Yeah, a lot of places will pay service technicians to come out and add the arm.
By 10.
Because that's something that has been that's gained traction over the last since the pandemic, like over the last 5-6 years. That they've gone with the arm. Even McDonald's. So you'll notice that McDonald's will start to add the arm. Oh, yeah. Well, what other question? Because most of us, that is a very common that's a very common story with the restaurant business, is that a service technician, if you really, really dig into it, like somebody was a service technician, they had a bunch of equipment and then they decided to make a go of it. So there's a number of different things you can go into. But let me go back to the what's the name. But yeah, if I was going to go with a griddle, I am a AccuTemp fanboy. I would go with an AccuTemp griddle for breakfast spot, for burgers. AccuTemp. What the hell is this? Oh, what the hell is this? I can't play these. And that's some Chinese brand. I can't play the music. I don't have rights to it, and they're gonna hammer me. Oh, structural. That's what I need to do. NAFM show structural. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Structure concept. Bam. Structural concepts. NAFM. All right, let's see here. Yes, so it looks like they had a hell of a display. So this is Structural Concepts, one of my favorites. Okay, so CEO Jake said, what would be your 4 go-to machines to get up and running? It all depends on what it. No music. No music, please. It all depends on what it would be. So for warming lamps, it would be Hatco. I would definitely have Hatco warming. I would definitely have True for refrigeration. If I was going to do, I would definitely, for my speed oven, I would definitely have not Hatco. I mean Mary Chef. Let me go with another structural concept. Let's go with, they got a bunch. So what did I say? I said Hatco for warmers. I said True. That was 2 months ago. Where's that? I'll just show a couple of these damn videos. There's another NAF. Hatco, True, Mary Chef. Damn, is there any sound? So AccuTemp. I would go with AccuTemp for if I was going to do griddles. So, but as you can see, you need a little more than 4. So we only covered griddles. we only covered refrigeration, and we only covered warming, you know, we're missing a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, structural concepts. Let's go back to some other stuff. So let's go into what I've been telling you guys about for the longest. Here's the merchandiser. Very good to do. I like structural concepts.
At Structural Concepts, our mission is delivering.
And I want you to see this on the certificate right there. It says Intertech. You have UL and you have Intertech. They are not UL approval and Intertech approval. They are not the entity that is that makes the rules. So if you want to go ahead and make a product, you have to go through either Intertech or UL. What that means is they're going to take your product. You have to give them like 3 or 4, sometimes 6 of the same damn item, and then they have to stress test it. They're doing the stress test according to the federal regulations for it to be safe, so the damn thing don't blow up on you, so the damn thing, you know, doesn't shoot out any kind of poisonous liquids at you, so it doesn't fall on you, so it doesn't collapse, that kind of stuff. They are the ones that do the testing. And once you pass the testing, then you have the ability to sell your item in the United States of America. Intertech is less expensive than UL. And there's a whole story about how I know that.
Constantly innovating the art of fresh food presentation, making the desired more desirable, we've spent the past 50 plus years delivering the most attractive, reliable, temperature-controlled display cases when and where you need them.
The vending.
We see a problem and creatively solve it by taking a transformative approach that turns an opportunity into endless innovative possibilities. By transforming the idea of what is possible, totally redefining the experience in the process, we have been recognized as the first choice for innovation, workmanship, reliability, and sustainability of products in the food merchandiser industry.
To go over that we're at NAFTA.
As the first refrigerated merchandiser manufacturer to offer a complete smart solution for autonomous shopping, our ARM unit, a cashierless transactional system,
by the way.
provides 100% security and 100% inventory control and management that offsets labor and operational challenges. Received the prestigious KI Kitchen Innovations Award by the National Restaurant Association show, celebrating the back-of-house innovations that improve operations and generate growth through advances in automation, sustainability, efficiency, space saving, and more. The ARM also received the Product of the Year Award from the Food Service Consultant Society International, one of the most respected professional organizations offering design and management consulting services, specializing in the food service and hospitality industry across the world. The National Retail Federation named the ARM as a finalist in its prestigious North American VIP Award and was also recognized as Best Commerce/Multi-Vendor Platform Award, whereas Structural Concepts was the only manufacturer considered for this prestigious honor, as the other finalists included technology and software solution providers. And Vending Market Watch listed the ARM as one of its Reader's Choice New Products of the Year Award.
Woo-hoo!
Our Reveal refrigerated service merchandisers have been awarded the Energy Star rating for having met the stringent energy-saving standards from the EPA, becoming the only manufacturer in the service over the...
Yeah. Enough of your marketing. That's all marketing. Nice and all, but that's all marketing. Oh, let's see. Yeah, they go over all the equipment setup. Here's my vending stuff. See, this was over a year ago. This was over setup, settings, SIM card. Oh, what the hell? I'll just play that real quick. So remember, I was telling you guys, here's the vending. This is the one where you could put in, but now theirs is cold. I have one that Hadco has the one that has hot food. So you can put in hot. So this is where you can put in food in. Some of them are put in jars, others put them in clamshell containers. And then you can take the food out and then put it in a microwave. Or if it, unless it's you're gonna consume it cold, as a salad, maybe some deli meat, that type of thing. Who knows? Maybe even ceviche. Drop some damn ice. All right, so this is just a little something to go into and program the unit I was telling you guys about. This is the future of vending. This is the future of, did I play this one? Okay, I did. But that is the future of vending right there. So now we have hot and we have cold. It's all R290. Let me do a 0 zone. Let me do a 0 zone. Do a 0 zone. All right. Anything you guys wanted to cover from the NAFEM show that I can give you the ins and outs on it? Oh, Tabco. I got Tabco. I got Eagle to go over. And so here's the Mary Chef. This damn thing.
Hi, Doug Toller, Esource Miller, a Paradigm Company, here with the lovely Patrick. Patrick, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Patrick Simon. I'm the Director of Sales for Mary Chef.
And we are
this is what
2025 in Atlanta.
You would get
We're in front of a couple
if you
of
wanted a
Mary Chef products, the X12 and the X16 connects. Not just X, it connects.
That connects.
Tell us a little bit about them.
A speed oven is
These are still kind of new
indispensable.
They're kind of new.
Relatively.
So both our Connects ovens, our Connect 16 and our Connect 12, as you can see, are UL rated. They don't require a hood. They don't require a grease trap. Front air filtration. The beauty
exactly.
That's
what coffee
it's a very
shops have.
small footprint.
The highest cavity to.
Only problem is they're 220 volt.
Absolutely.
So it's 220 volt.
Why do we
Three
call it
phase.
16 inch cavity, 18 inches in width. So you can cook a 16-inch pizza in about 2 minutes. So for speed of service, it's one of the fastest ovens out on the market today, about 20 times faster than a traditional convection oven.
Perfect. So they're fantastic. They're unique in the sense of we're doing that front filter, like you said, versus our competitors. There's in the back.
There's in the back, yeah.
Cleaned, I can promise you. I've seen it. Looks like a chia pet. It's disgusting.
Right. Nobody ever cleans their turbo shell.
This is also
in the back.
Wi-Fi enabled as well, right?
It is. It is Wi-Fi and Ethernet enabled. It has a 7-inch high-resolution, high-impact tempered glass screen. So if you can operate a cell phone or a smartphone, you can operate a Mary Chef.
Super easy. Very easy. So we have some brand new things, right? So these aren't brand new, right? We've had them about 2 years now.
Longer than that.
Correct.
But we do have
Longer
some new
than that.
things for it. What do we got here? What do we got over here?
Tug, I'm glad you asked.
Oh, okay. They have the different color coded.
We're actually featuring it here at NAFA.
They have the different color coded.
The Connects 12
blue, green, red.
So cavity liner for the Connects 12, which is basically the same features as the Connect 16, but a smaller footprint, 14 inches in width, 12-inch cavity, 12 by 12. So this just snaps into place. And what we're finding is it's going to cut down the chemical cleaning of the oven by 90%. Okay, so talk about a savings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll tell you the truth. The thing that I like least about these ovens is having to clean them, right? Like
No one likes to clean them, and no one does.
The easier you can make it.
Usually when they
Or like
do
Lisa
clean
said
it, that's when they
the
end up
biggest problem
damaging
with
the
these ovens.
calico
If they
burner.
don't clean them, we're gonna have issues. Really easy to clean, right? Take it on out. Just go to your dish pit. You're gonna
That's
go
the
ahead
panini
and
press.
give that a nice clean. But now instead of having to do where you are having to spray onto a rag,
So
and then
Chipotle
put it
is
in
using
and then
those.
let it
Not
sit.
they're using the
You're still
turbo
going to do
chefs
that, but you're
with
not having
that
to do
panini
near as
press.
much because this can come all the way out. Once this is out, you're just going to take
Starbucks
this
is
to the dish pit now.
actually
You're going to clean
using
this, and
that
like you said,
same
90%,
machine.
right?
That same
90%
model is what
savings
Starbucks
on the
is using.
chemicals.
Actually, have two of
So
them.
what, Tug, I'm glad you actually pulled that out. This is a panini press.
Yes.
This is what we call a low profile panini press. So for doing smaller foods that you want to get grill marks on, you have
Yes.
the capability of now being able to get nice, beautiful grill marks on the outside of anything you want. It's all gravity fed, hot soapy water to be able to clean. And then Tug is demonstrating right here.
Just goes in,
all
just slide
gravity
in
fed.
and
So
it
you
puts it
simply
down.
lift up, put the food in, and drop it down on it. So this is as easy as it gets to be able to come in and out of the oven. So
So you can
simply
actually
just take
cook
this
raw
and
food
then put it
in these ovens,
It rests right on these pegs that you can see right here.
and it will grill them
So it's very simple
using
for the end
microwave.
user to be
It
able to
cooks them from
operate.
the
In the
inside
past,
out,
it's
so you
been
don't
the
have to
problem
worry
in that
about
if
raw
got a
food.
panini, you
You
only
can
get
actually make
paninis.
steak in
Correct.
these
This, we're
because
able
you
to
don't
cook
have
directly
to
on top of
do
that
100%
area
microwave.
where
You can
you're
do
still able to
10%.
do whatever other products.
30% microwave, and you can switch it on and
Absolutely.
off
So if you
during
want to
the
put a
cycle.
full tray, or this comes
So if you only
with the panini press.
So if you only
You
want
can put a full
microwave to
tray
happen
as
during
well
the
right on top.
last
So you have the
bit
capability
of the cooking
actually
cycle,
cooking a
you can have
multitude
that
of
happen.
different foods along with paninis or anything that you want to put grill marks on.
So we have one last thing to
45
talk about, right?
seconds.
One last new thing for Mary Chef.
Super
Follow the
excited
swing.
about this,
So
guys.
you
So
don't
we're
have to
coming
worry
out with-
about
that'll be
someone with
available
their
the end
food
of April,
taking
beginning
forever.
of May. New cleaning tablets. Simply add water.
It's just that
2
these damn
tablets.
ovens are like
go inside
$12,000
32 ounces
a
of
piece.
water, and we give you a spray nozzle to go with that product, and then give it a quick
But
shake.
other than that,
and you're
it's,
ready to go.
I mean,
So
those are
20
ideal for
tablets is gonna
cafes.
come
Those
inside
are
of a case, and you're
ideal
going to be
if
able
you're
to get
doing
up
some
to
kind of
10 bottles
food
of
truck.
cleaner versus our
I would just
traditional
have it
6
where this
bottles
is on the
of
opposite.
chemical
This is on the
cleaner
same
that we
side as
have
the
right
serving
now.
window,
I love this
so that
product. I think it's
the
going to
people
be a
don't
space
see
saver, and I think it's going to bring a lot more ease to the actual cleaning process. So
people
when this
don't
becomes
like to
available,
see the
definitely
food
reach
going
out
into these
and
ovens.
get some samples to try
Unfortunately,
for yourself.
It works great. Like it is. I've always
they
been
usually
very
see
impressed
this
with
as a
how well
turnoff.
works. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Patrick.
Appreciate it.
If you guys have any questions, you want to see it, we have a couple. I have an X16, I have X12.
But they're
I have
using
the,
Impingent.
panini presses as well. Reach out. We'd
They're
love to hear from
using
you and see it. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
microwave, and they're using radiant heat. All right, let me go back. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do some more. So this is all NAFM stuff. Oh yeah, Cold Pack was there. They didn't see they're steadily releasing this stuff. You know what? Champion was there. See, this is new for 2 of you.
Hi, Tug Toller,
as he's putting
E-Source
this stuff
Miller,
out.
a Paradigm company here in NAFM.
If you're
Atlanta,
watching,
2025.
I'm
here with a very
like
good friend, Chris.
the
Tony
one
Taylor,
that's
quite
been
the
looking
pleasure.
at your
Please
video.
introduce yourself to our folks.
There's like one view on there. I'm the one
My
view.
name's Chris Richelieu. I'm with Champion Industries and Byline, and we're here today, day 2 of NAFM.
Now, remember what I said about old man. Don't be offended if you're watching this. It just is what it is. I'm using it as a term of endearment. You are elder now. You're all white hair. These guys they're literally fighting with the company. Like, let me go. And they quite literally keep getting pulled back in. It's like the mafia.
The end of day 2.
End of day 2.
We
Yes.
still got good energy.
They will not let these guys go.
I had a
They
good lunch.
will
so I
not
have
let
more
them
energy.
So what is this thing in front of us, right? It just kind of looks like a 6000 series, but way different sizes. What is this thing?
That's
This
a pot
is
and pan
our
washer.
PP11 pot and pan washer, totally ventless. Nice thing about this is
It's a high temp.
it's a high temp. It's a high temp, but this guy, the difference between this and the 6000, this has a 4 horsepower pump motor.
Okay.
This is 2 horsepower. Okay. This has the capability of 11 sheet pans at one time.
It was 4.
Everyone's 4, and we can go from 2-minute, 4-minute, and 6-minute cycles.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Also,
if the
we have
pots and pans are
building
extra soiled.
with the HMI controller.
Oh,
We
look at
introduced
that. Now
in
that
the
controller's
pot
been
and pan
around for a
segment.
while,
The great thing
but
about this, obviously, is
Wi-Fi
it
enabled.
it gives you self-diagnostics, tells
Yep.
you what's going on with the machine, tells you the temperature, the countdown, and you can actually go from 2-minute, 4-minute.
Oh, nice. I was trained on this controller
Does it
so
also
many
have,
years
the
ago. I
manuals
still
like
have
our
never
other one,
seen
too?
one in
There's
the
the
wild.
manual switch right there.
There's the manual.
And then we also have self-diagnostics as far as the inputs, the outputs. This will tell you exactly where the problem is with the machine. And the whole goal behind that is to increase your uptime. So the troubleshooting is to a minimal. Operator can do this. They can say,
Yeah,
okay,
I would
need
have to,
a door
with
switch
my
on
wife's
VP11.
food,
Call for
I would
service. They bring
have
the
to
right
have a
part the
pots and
first
pan
time,
washer.
so you're increasing your uptime.
Most definitely
We
have to have,
also
in
have-
addition to
wait,
a regular
before,
dishwasher, I would
wait.
have to have a pot.
We have auto D-line feature.
I was going to ask about that.
Nice.
It'll just step you through.
It'll step you through based on your water conditions. You might have to D-line for 20, 30 minutes, no problem. You program it based on your conditions.
Man, no questions.
And then when it D-lines, the beauty about auto D-line is you still got to take the strainer screens out, clean it, pour your D-limer in, go to D-line, hit start. This is it. Shut the door. You can walk away.
this is
In the evening, it does its own
No
thing. It
questions.
goes through
No,
the cycle.
no interest
It
at
dumps after
all.
20 minutes, fills up with fresh water, or rinses for 10 minutes.
I'm saving you guys all this money. Say, hey, you don't have to go to the show. Just watch the videos that they
We're
put out.
excited about this, and especially what's really nice.
Much
is the
better
magnet
experience than
door
actually being there.
openings. And then the feature we have here, these two levers right here, you'll be able to turn those levers, and this door will actually fold down completely.
So you can get it out.
And the benefit about that is you can get in there and clean it in the back. Because right now,
So the pots and pan washers are extra tall.
It's very
So
cumbersome.
you can put in
to
sheets,
Right, you got to be pretty
pans,
tall.
but you also put in your pots in pans.
Exactly.
So it is
And this is
specifically
all
designed to wash pots.
Insulated front doors. We're keeping the heat inside.
All right, so that was really cool. Appreciate it, Chris. If you have any questions, if you want to see something, let us know. Chris likes to.
So the gentleman on the left is a distributor. So he is with I guess that's ESM distributors. I don't know what market he has. So he's got a test kitchen. So he has quite a bit of equipment in his test kitchen. And what he does is his potential clients, he brings them in and he gives them a demonstration. That's why he wears the chef coat. He'll cook the food on the equipment and use the various different products. So he is a distributor. Oh, Garland. Let's see what Garland's got going on. I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, I know you're soaking up the game, but we're not learning as much as if you're asking questions. The same thing you would tell your offspring, right? The same thing you would tell them. Don't you just sit your ass there in class. You better ask some questions, damn it. That is how you learn.
Favorite people in the industry.
That is how you learn. You ask questions. You might be under a different assumption of what is actual real.
That was quick. I thought maybe it would be like a.
So this is Garland.
I don't know.
Garland is
I
a
know.
top
I thought it was
brand.
going to be longer. I don't know why.
Marshall and Garland, that's all they need to know.
Okay. All right.
Old brand.
We're standing in front of this freaking gorgeous thing.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Don't you love it?
It is gorgeous looking.
It is.
Very, very, very.
We're late to the party
detailed and
in the
nice.
U.S.
Exactly.
What the hell is it?
Okay, this is a Garland Island suite. A lot of people don't remember it.
Garland does sweets?
Please, exactly. Let me explain. A lot of people don't know that Garland has a full service island suite. We provide easiest way to say
You're going to
it,
see a lot of this in
you
hotels.
create
That
it,
type of thing.
we'll build it.
Right, because this isn't like a catalog piece. This is not like,
Absolutely
you have to have this.
The Garland Cuisine series, and we've incorporated on the gas side of this island suite. So we went with
Everyone
the
is preparing
7-inch burner
for
and showing the 9-inch
places
burner
like
as well.
California
Okay.
that want you to go
One-piece
all electric.
removable grates.
So they're all ready for you.
Awesome.
They have all
But
electric
never
ranges,
too old.
which are induction.
Sharp fire
So
burners.
they got regular
With the
electric
pilot
and they
lights.
have induction.
With the pilot light protection.
So you're saying when I boil over that water, that happens all the time?
Let me see if I can.
Absolutely.
It's not going to knock out.
Come on down to the fire top.
Fire hot.
Fire. with
Screen it.
fire. They don't
The
put
one
that
is
one inch thick little plate.
griddle.
We got a salamander above. And,
Yes, salamander.
so really the whole idea that we're showing.
Oh,
We
here you
will.
go. These
So,
suckers
if you have
have
questions,
outlets.
You want to have a conversation with Marcia about it
Sure.
because she's probably going to be better than me, but I can give you some suggestions. Please reach out. We'd love to hear from you. Marcia,
Yes.
thank you.
No, thank you, and thank you.
guys.
I was watching a lot of his videos because they're fairly quick, 2 minutes. We'll go with Lincoln.
Hi, Tug Toller, eSource Miller, a Paradigm Company.
Oh, sure, no problem.
In NAFM 2025 in Atlanta. And I'm
As I
here
said before, they're
with
not
Buddy
set
Simon.
up. So Lincoln is one of
Simon,
my
say
favorites.
hello and introduce yourself.
Lincoln,
Oh, my name is
XLT,
Simon Maple. I'm the director of
and even the
culinary for
turbo
Lincoln
stuff. I
Ovens.
don't
Lincoln,
get along
so
with
we're in
turbo
the
stuff.
Lincoln booth.
Yes,
That'd
here.
be weird if we weren't.
Turbo stuff
Right? I think
is
if I said
here.
over, that'd be weird.
Here.
So we're standing in front of some ovens. Nice double stack unit here. What is it? It's 1624.
So,
Imperion?
Yeah, so this is our newest line. This is the Imperion line. This is
I actually have some Lincoln
The oven underneath it is a
I got the
2024.
smaller
The first
one.
question I always get is, what do those numbers mean? Really, it's just the first two
A width.
numbers are the width of the belt,
Yes.
and the second two numbers are the length of the chamber. So this oven comes in 4 sizes.
No, I didn't
16,
upgrade the
24,
controls on my
24,
XLT.
the
I mean, not my
24,
XLT,
the
on my
28.
Lincoln. I'm just going
So what
to
sets Imperion apart
I'm
from
just
all
gonna
the
bring
rest
it
of our
up
ovens?
to.
That's a great question.
It's gonna get everything
So think
working.
about our old line, how in order to
But
regulate
you
the air
can
and make the
you can
oven
upgrade
perform
this.
right, we had to do
They'll
finger
they'll sell you all the
configuration.
parts.
Not easy.
To upgrade.
A lot of trial and error.
So we had to
They'll sell you
constantly
all the
changing
parts.
fingers out and making sure that the oven was put back directly how it is. Now what we do is we have an independent.
Oh
top
yeah,
and
they
bottom
did. Oh, I
fan,
thought you were talking about
so
me.
we
Yeah,
can
they did
regulate
just
that
upgrade the
energy and
controls.
move it
Yes,
to
they
where we
did.
need to go
Because
without having to mess
analog
with inside.
is
We
no
can just turn
longer
the fan
legal.
speed up,
The
and we
government,
can
they
direct
put
that
this
energy
into play,
exactly to where we need to go
you know,
to make sure the food is
15
cooked
years
properly,
ago,
exactly how it
where they
does
said,
every
you know,
single
come
time.
2025,
Next question for Simon.
no more analog,
Manual
no
mode,
more
right?
mercury
We don't want
switches,
our line
no
level
more
employees
mercury
being able
controls.
to access it.
Everything
unless
must
we
be
get the
digital
directions, right? So we
for
go back
energy
here to our
efficiency.
main screen, and
These
on our
things can
main
be electric
screen,
or
when
gas.
the line level employee turns this on, the only thing they have access
Like
to
the ones I have are all
is
electric.
press and go.
Yeah,
Press and
yeah,
go
yeah.
is also
I
favorites.
thought
You can go in
I
here
know what I
and you can press,
you know, it's kind of hard for
press
me
and go.
to think.
Shows a
But yeah, all
progress
this stuff
bar.
is electric that they got. All these
As the
ovens are
progress
electric
bar
that
heats
they're
up,
showing.
hold it. There we go. As the oven heats up, the belt actually stops, and then once the oven is ready to go,
But they-
it comes up to temperature.
They did not
So we
want
make
to
it easy
upgrade the
easy to cook
controls.
on. The other thing we
The
have to do is we have to
government
make it easy to clean.
made them
If we
upgrade.
don't make it easy to clean, it's going to be
But
hard.
these
Tell us
are
your sponsor.
American-made
Yes, sir.
products. Because the rest of the world, they're already using the digital
We have
controls.
easily access handles. The door easily comes off the front.
But everybody else already had that too. This is not really something that's new. Now the way they redesigned the fingers, that's
move
new.
the whole oven out and try to work it out through the end hole, and that's not easy if you've ever had to do
Why would
that.
you check the control board?
And some of the other ovens you've seen, they don't
The
have
old
that
ones
sort of
had control
access
boards too. They had control boards for the motors and stuff like that. The control boards almost never go bad. Like how often are people changing control boards on rationale? How often do you hear anybody change a control board on anything on the commercial side? They've all had commercial. They've all had control boards.
Covers are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter where you put them.
It was just like this. It was just easier for them to and cheaper for them to keep cranking out the same controls. Because as time went by, the controls got cheaper and cheaper and cheaper.
Really, you know, most people think pizza.
So they were just milking the R&D.
You want to get more airflow on that bottom to really get.
So they were still using controls that had been put into play back in the 70s and the 80s.
We don't want that. Don't want burnt pepperoni. Although some people like burnt pepperoni.
So controls that we were using now were the same controllers. It was the same damn oven from the 70s. Same damn oven.
So a lot of these smaller ovens, a lot of the smaller ovens are actually used as finishing ovens nowadays. So think about
Yes.
a broiler or a salamander. As a chef, everybody's done this. You put something up into a salamander.
Here
and
in
it
Texas,
burns.
you see a lot of Hispanic
can set this up
restaurants
here,
using these. Right, they'll put dishes through there. They'll put a lot of stuff through these ovens.
Seafood in it. It's really good with
Yeah, they
vegetables.
put seafood. It amazed me what they put through. So they'll put items in there on the cast iron. They have that cast iron eye, and they'll like run stuff through
Anything you
there.
can cook in an oven,
cheese, stuff that's covered with cheese, all kind of dishes, and they run it
No,
through
you
these
said like
ovens.
put it in this side to that side, right? So this oven you have to order it. It's a right to left, right?
No, see, Lincoln
All
is
Lincoln ovens have reversing belts.
right.
Really?
Every
It's
Lincoln oven
XLT that he's thinking about
get
that
from the factory,
that you
and here
have
it's
to
in
do.
the actual in the controller. So right here, all we have to do is hit
Either
the button,
way.
and it switches the direction of the belt. We can also do F to C, Fahrenheit to
XLT,
Celsius. So if you were
XLT is the one where you
for
have to be
international,
specific on
it actually
which
offers
way
us
the
in
belt
various
goes.
languages, the controller in various languages.
So one of the big trends within the industry is ventless technology, right? So what do we have to offer? What can we do with that?
So this is not a
All
thing.
those are offered in both electric
This is not a thing.
and gas, both natural and liquid. With the
But
electric
these things
ovens,
have always
smaller
had
ovens can be
relays.
offered the
Yeah.
1624 and the
So
2024.
this is not
can
a
be in
thing.
single phase
Let's
and
go
in
into
three
that.
phase.
You're
And
not
you can stack
going
these
to
ovens
run
three high, and they still meet
board
UL certification for ventless capabilities.
on that.
Do
If you do,
2020 stack three high or just
it's a
1620?
Both of them.
Wow, 24. I said 20.
24 and a 1624.
Wow. And we have all the UL information
Yep.
on it.
All the and it's on all the UL information is on our website.
Awesome.
And then the bigger ovens, we can stack them too high, and they still meet UL certification.
So here we go. Here are the Lincoln control boards. $783, $1,000. Let me see if we got one with the controllers. This is the old one. They don't even have the new ones. If you were to ever had a new one, they would more than likely want that board back. Let's see, that's $450. Let me see. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Lincoln display screen. Yeah, that is not a thing. You've never heard of that. You've never heard of that anywhere. These are from these are Lincoln, that's the Lincoln car, Lincoln Navigator. Lincoln oven. This is not residential. So what's the name was having some issues. These things come with the Gorilla Glass. That's like saying, oh, your cell phone is going to have a problem because it's got a display. How often have you had a problem with your cell phone and the damn display? They pretty much got that worked out. So, you know, how often are you having problems with your screen? Not very. And, you know, they do all kind of gimmicky stuff where they hit these things with hammers and all that kind of stuff. And the glass doesn't break. They pour grease on it and the touch panel still works. Nowadays, all this stuff is set up where it can communicate. And not only that, most times, they're not going to tell you, but most times the unit will still work without the display. They have some other form of backup. Now, they haven't had any Lincoln classes since they've come out with this display. So I'm not too sure about any of that. But they don't even have anything like, yeah. Everything is still on the old school stuff. But that is not a thing. That is not a thing. And you notice HVACR, nobody's popped up in the chat saying, well, I just had a problem with a screen the other day. No one has popped up. No one said, oh, that's not true, Mike Reed. I just had a problem with. Nope. That's not a thing. That is not a thing. Damn. Hopefully my power holds up. I might lose you guys. I'm having a power issue. Whose is this? What is this? Lincoln Easy Touch. So they're going over the controls. So this is the new. So yeah, we don't really have those issues on this side of the Mm. Uh-oh. Oh. Ooh. So they want $1,000 for these ovens. Uh-oh, I think I'm having some technical difficulties. My StreamYard is having some. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. My system crashed. Yo, my apps, what's up? This usually happens when my battery runs low. My battery is, ooh, yeah, my battery is super, super low. Hold on a second. Yeah, my battery is low. Sorry about that. My battery is low. Battery is low. Looks like this might be the end. Sorry about that. Before you guys lose me, let's see here. All right, so you can hear me, but it is severely lagging. It is lagging real hard. All right. And I know why it's doing that. I know why it's doing that too. All right, let me answer your questions. I'll probably have to share all the training stuff. Look for the new video that I got for training. Yeah, this is all old. NAFM show 2025. All right. Any questions before I get, yeah, because this thing is gonna crash. The more battery is not charging, the more issues I got. The more issues I got, the more it's gonna lag on me. Any questions you get? Any questions that you guys might have? Now is the time to ask them. Oh, ask your question about there was not much. Brother Frank, what's up? There wasn't much on Mary Chef. We just, all the information I just covered NAFM. Let's see here. Let me make this bigger. I was just covering NAFM, some of the different brands that were there. I guess I'm going to have to make this a multi-show or even come on another time. See if I can show recap. No, this has got FWE. Let me see what I can show for it. So like I said, NAFTA isn't for us. This is just to they're showing off the equipment that the different manufacturers have. It's the latest and greatest. All right, good. So my apps wants to know, is there, busy day. My app says, is there a reason learn one of the chef products versus another? So, like I said, there are thousands of different brands out there. In each one of the categories, you have hundreds of competitors. There isn't just one brand oven. You have multiple brands of ovens out there. And with that variety, you have people that will swear by a particular brand. It's no different than vehicles. No different than vehicles out there. The situation you have is people will make food and it will turn out differently based on what they're using. These locations, these restaurants, whether it's a mom and pop or a large multinational chain, they will make their food on a particular item, and then they will see how it turns out. And based on how the food turns out, that's what they'll go with. Now, if they have multiple items that are able to deliver that the quality, then they look at price. Then they look at reliability. Who is working on these items, and do they like them? Are they reliable? Are they overcharging them? Because that's the other thing. Are they able to get a service company out that they like? So NAFM doesn't cover that. NAFM only covers, these different brands, what's going on. Oh yeah, Lakeside. Oh yeah, Lakeside had a nice one. Let me see if I'm still slow-mo. I'm gonna be slow until this damn thing gets up to 10%. Oh, I'm up to 10%.
NAFM show with Marianne from
This is
Lakeside Manufacturing. Marianne, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm Marianne Schussler-Yanor, the National Sales Manager of Lakeside Manufacturing.
Okay. And Marianne, I don't know that I've ever seen an electric mobile bar quite like this. Can you tell me a little bit about this product you're showcasing?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have had motorized units in our product line for quite some time.
Okay.
But we have revolutionized it, made it much easier to use, a smoother transmission, easier to purchase because we've been able to bring the price point down quite a bit, and just made it easier to replace components.
So real quick to answer my app's question, Mary Chef versus Turbo Chef, two things with that. One is reliability, and two is price. Right now, Mary Chef, in the last few years, Mary Chef has been making these backroom deals with very large clients and putting the product in their locations at all costs. Get the product out there. People have been very upset with Turbo Chef. So they've been looking for an alternative. And what was told to me is that a certain patent has expired, which has allowed for all of this innovation. Practica, Amana with their Menu Master line, Mary Chef. So all those guys are now able to compete with Turbo Chef because there really isn't much to a speed oven. Be honest with you. So there's not much to a speed oven. They're all very similar. If you close your eyes, not that you would ever want to do this, but if you close your eyes and worked on one, you would be hard pressed to find a difference on what the hell you're working on.
One of the great things is we do have a lifetime warranty on the frame. So this thing is built to last. Also, now you can bring this to the party, wherever that you want to move the party.
Okay. So you mentioned parties. What are some applications where this really excels?
Oh my gosh, you could take this into anywhere that you want to bring drinks to people. So country clubs, hotels, resorts, casinos. You could travel long distances with this. This is actually designed to hold up to 750 pounds. So, yeah, weddings, banquets.
Very nice. So wide range of applications.
Absolutely.
And then you mentioned the lifetime warranty. So tell me a little bit about the design and construction of this unit.
Oh my gosh. So what you're going to see here is you're going to see two 40-pound ice bins, one on each end. So it's going to be very applicable to have two bartenders working at the same time without
Notice
any
the emphasis on ice.
So they have their ice station and their workstation, ice station, workstation. So there's lots of room for both bartenders to be working at the same time. You will see it's got the full length speed rail here. And you're also going to see that it's open on the bottom. So it's going to be super easy to clean. And then also on the bottom, you're going to see that there's lots of room for storage. You're going to see the easy way to use this. Also, there's some really great features. Down here is your on-off. Here's your key.
Okay.
Some of the great features that we have here are the hot swappable batteries. So now the batteries that you have,
it looks like a Milwaukee
and to change out.
In a cobalt blue. So I don't know if it's a cobalt battery or if it's a Milwaukee.
It's actually the hub motor. It's in the casters. So you're going to see that right here. So it's very simple. And then down here on the end is where all the controls from the motor runs through some wires up here into the controls on the end. Okay. Super easy to maneuver. So now everything from that hub motor runs up here into the brains of the piece of equipment. Now, if you wanted to use it on one battery, you could. If you need to swap one out, you could. This is going to also tell you how much battery life is left.
I think that's a cobalt battery.
So you can view that at any time that you want
that's
to.
Exactly
okay.
Like I thought of that.
On the end here, there's also a spot that's going to tell you how much battery life is left overall. So all of the controls are on the end of the piece of equipment, this portable bar.
So they have a lot of
press
these
this, you'll be able to see how much battery that you have left here
stations.
in the runtime. Here's an emergency stop. So if you are having the unit come towards you and you bump into yourself, there's an emergency stop. And it won't go again until you reset it.
So now,
now if you do have the emergency stop set though, now you can actually push it yourself. So you can have it be manually pushed. Kind of hard to do on this very thick carpet that we have here. But then you can undo it and then it's good to go again.
You will often have
so you have your
women that should be living in the facility,
controlled by how hard
working in the
how
facility,
far you depress,
and they're trying to move around these carts and things like
you can
that.
See I'm not depressing it very hard.
And so now all they have to do is pull down a button.
Yes, you can move it both ways, forward, reverse, so you can take the party anywhere. And don't forget, any of our equipment, you could also have custom graphics, custom logos.
And they'll have some of the other ones. They have it where the cart will raise and lower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And don't forget the lifetime warranty.
But that was about food service. Oh yeah. Manitowoc So Manitowoc, because Manitowoc is owned by a filter company, I knew this
Hi,
was.
I'm Lauren Coughlin, managing
I was
editor
telling
of
you
Food
guys,
Service
this was
Equipment
the
Reports.
whole
I am
reason
here at the NAFM show
why
in Manitowoc's
their
booth
everything
with
was
product
bought.
manager Cassie Johnston. Cassie, I understand you have a product refresh that you're showing off today. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so this is our brand new Neo machine. So the major upgrade to this machine is adding integrated onboard water filtration. So our
Notice
new
this
water
first thing
filter is
she
located
offered.
right down here. So it's the front of the machine.
Only
Very
thing they
easy
care
to
about.
access this. So simple, right in the front.
Filtration,
This door pops open, and then the water filter is right there. So this water filter that comes with the machine is a 5-micron water filter. So
Just so you know, Manitowoc had the standpoint that we don't want to put any filters on our machines because we don't want to trap the customer into using a particular filter. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Looks like the new owners had something different in mind. Now, the only good thing about this is that she's stating that the unit will work even when the filter is done. So when the filter is no longer doing its job, it will allow for pass through.
great for those places that might not be aware of the importance of water filtration. Adding this is enhancing the water quality of the ice that's being made, as well as helping to keep that machine cleaner for longer. So this water filter does have a lot of benefits that go along with it. Some other upgraded features of this machine is it does feature R290 refrigerant. So R290 refrigerant has a lower global warming potential. And with this R290 refrigerant, we were able to get increase in ice production while we decrease energy.
These are my least
so we
favorite
saw
things.
about a 25% increase in production and a 21% decrease in energy consumption on average. And so with that, all of our machines that are air-cooled also do qualify for Energy Star. So that's a great addition to this line of products.
And what are some other key features on this unit?
Yeah, so another one that we didn't talk about yet is our new air filter. This is really cool too. So our air filter down here right in the front pulls out, so super easy to access and to be able to clean. Some other features of this machine as well as our keypad membrane here. So easy to turn the machine on and off. We also have a delay feature.
I see you have
delay that ice production for 8 or 16 hours with the option to repeat that delay. So this is great if you have a restaurant and it's not open one day, you can delay that ice production so ice isn't being made when it's not needed. Next is our cleaning button. So simple to press and hold that clean button to initiate a clean cycle. Next is our filter reminder. So the machine will alert you when it is time to replace that filter.
Blah, blah.
So this machine does count the number of ice making cycles. And after about 6,000
Brother.
cycles, it's going to alert you that it's time to replace.
First of all, that's the first true class anybody's been to. Okay. So last time True had an in-person class was for R290. And that had already been, they already had the units out in the field for a good 5-6 years. I think I think I went to that class in 2019. And so this is the first class. It's probably going to be the last class that they're going to have on ice machines. True does not do in-person classes.
That filter, so that'll light up, alerting the user to replace it. Full bin reminder or full bin indicator. So when the bin is full of ice, those lights will light up, so you can see from across the room that you have a full bin of ice. And then finally, our wrench icon. So that's our service indicator. So if the machine does detect some sort of service limit, something's wrong with the machine, that wrench icon is going to light up and it's going to alert the user that something's wrong, gives them time to call in a service technician and get that machine fixed before the machine completely shuts down. Another thing I want to mention is the water filter does have auto bypass.
Again with the water
filter. So if for some reason a filter isn't installed, or if a business already has water filtration throughout their whole business and they don't necessarily want to install that filter, it will auto bypass and the machine will operate without that filter installed as well.
Okay, so a lot of cool features there, kind of ran through them. What are the biggest problems that
All right. So what you just heard was a polite way of saying that Manitowoc didn't want the damn filter on there, but the parent company says you're going to put the damn filter on there. So the compromise was that you could at least bypass the filter. So because they're more than likely, they might have like maybe one or two more, and then after that, no mas. So let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Let me add another one. Come on, man. This thing is being difficult with me right now. Hold on a second. There we go. So let's do some simple numbers. Let's do some simple numbers here. All right, cool. Now it's working. Simple numbers, simple math. Now, let's say, no, the filters, how can the filter get lost? That don't make any sense, brother. How the hell is the filter going to get lost? The filter is inside the machine. The filter is part of the machine. Just like the small gourmet cube one that goes under the counter. So let's say, all right, so there's 50 states. In each state, you sell 1,000 units. You sell 1,000 Neos. So that's 50,000 Neos, which is actually, let's just say 50,000 filters. And let's say each filter is, we'll say each filter is $95. So Everpure stands to make $4,750,000 every, let's just say annually, from putting that filter into the unit. And that's if it's $95. So almost $5 million just off of the filter. Just off of the filter. That's not if they have to change that filter like here in Houston, you got to change that damn filter every 4 months. But we're just going to do annually. That's Colorado, that's Iowa, that's Miami, Seattle. Annually, if they change the filters, the damn filter change light comes on. This is what Everpure Pentair stands to make. 3, yeah. So that's $4.75 million. And that's off of 1,000 units being sold in a calendar year with the 50 states, which is not hard to do at all. Technically, they would do that in a month with the Neo. Yeah, I know, but now they have a filter on there. So now they have a filter button. There was never a filter built into it. So now they have a filter button and a filter bypass. You weren't paying attention. You weren't paying attention. That's why y'all got to ask questions. You weren't paying attention. All right, let me go back. Here she is. Share this tab. Remember now, she said
onboard water filtration. It really solves that issue of the end user customer might not be aware of that importance of water filtration. So these are going into coffee shops, cafes, general market applications, and they might know they need water filtration for cooking and things like that, but might not know if they need it for their ice machine. And so this solves that issue, putting it right there, integrated on board. You're getting that clean water being made into ice, so serving fresher ice for your customers, as well as having cleaner ice going into the ice machine. It keeps that machine cleaner for longer. So it's really a win for the end user operator as well as their customers.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for taking
Now
the time
remember,
to
we're
show us
supposed to
this
be talking about the damn ice machine.
this unit.
We end up spending
Yeah, so
about.
another one that we didn't talk about yet is our new air filter. So this is really cool
I don't
too.
want
So
to
our
talk about
air filter down here right in the front
I don't want to talk
pulls
about
out, so super easy to access and to be able to clean.
Here we go.
Water filtration. So our new water filter is located right down here. So it's the front of the machine. Very easy to access this.
It
So
has a bypass
simple right in the front. This door pops open and then the water filter is right there. So this water filter that comes with the machine is a 5-micron water filter. So great for those places that might not be aware of the importance of water filtration.
I don't know if you can see it on the screen.
Is enhancing the water quality of the ice that's being made,
There's
as
another
well as helping to
button
keep
down
that
there.
machine cleaner for longer. So this water filter does have a lot of benefits
Now you
that
have
go
another
along
button
with it.
for
Some
the
other
filter.
upgraded features of this machine is it does feature R290 refrigerant.
All right, enough of her. But yeah. So yes, they are really, really hyping up that filtration. Really, because they are now a filter company. They are now a filter company. They're owned by
Hi,
a
I'm Lauren
filter
Cogley,
company.
Managing Editor of Food Service Equipment Reports here at the NAFM show in Volrath's booth with Chef Rich Rupp.
Volrath is
You
one of
want
my
to tell
favorite
me really
brands.
quickly just about Volrath, what you guys do?
Sure.
Both cities
Volrath,
of
we are a
Volrath.
150-year-old company. We make everything in food service and front of house, back of house, kitchens, front dining areas. We are a manufacturer that's been around a little bit of time.
Okay. And then I understand you have a new product here and it's pretty flexible.
Right.
So tell me about your new hot, cold, and frozen modular drop.
Right. So that's what we have here. And you hit it on the head. It's flexible. And that's the key these days, right? You want to put something in that you can use in multiple ways, multiple day parts. And that's what this gives you. We've had hot and cold units in the past, but now we've added frozen. So what this does is it will keep hot food hot, cold food cold, or frozen food frozen. It doesn't raise or lower temperature of food. But each well can be individual. So we can
We
have
do that
the
because
middle
now they're
well be
using
cold and
R290.
on the outside's hot. So if you think about different day parts, breakfast, maybe we want our eggs and some of our potatoes and things hot, and then we want yogurt or something
And
here
they're
cold.
using
We can
thermocouples
accommodate
now,
that, and within
thermostat.
1 hour, we can switch it over. So
now
giving it that flexibility is really cool.
Okay, can you kind of show me how the controls work, how easy it is to work?
Absolutely. It's so easy. We can just simply look at the wells, and this control panel can be mounted up to 4 feet away. And we just choose the well that we want to control. Here we have a 3-well unit.
No
We're going
more
to just control
analog
this well.
controls.
We put it there. It's now in the
Just like
frozen mode.
no
We
more-
touch it
just
again.
like everybody has to
and we
have
go into
290.
hot mode. Hot mode can be controlled with our dial. And then we hit it again, and we're back into off.
Still
So
been
it's really
grandfathered
simple,
in,
intuitive to use.
so they're still able
that
to
can be
use
mounted
404 in
anywhere,
case
and
the hospitals.
it's just a really nice product to give people that
Everybody's supposed to be using
ability to do many, many different things.
Okay, so what kind of applications do you see this performing really well in?
You know, anywhere, any food service, because of all the capabilities it has. But really, I think it shines in like station feeding. So let's say we have an event and we want one station to be something in at a day part where we're going to do something more like frozen treats. We can put all of our frozen treats in and keep them cold. We have another day part that we want to do a station feeding in, and let's say that's going to be a hot bar. So we put all our hot food in there. So it really just gives you so much more flexibility in what you want to do in your space. And that's the key these days. Make sure we're doing as much as we can.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for having us in your booth.
My
Great
pleasure.
to talk to you. I'm Lauren Coglin with Food Service Equipment Reports at the NAFM.
Uh-oh. It looks like everything is moving slow. Let me see what my power is dropped. All right. I'm consuming way too much. Let me drop all this off. We cancel all of that. See what you guys are into. Any questions before I end this? My power consumption is dropped, so my screen is gonna lag. Question and answer session. I'll play the rest of the Isomatic online training that they had that's on YouTube. But whatever question you guys had, this whole thing was giving you the tech side of all the equipment that you saw at NAFM. we used to have a lot more equipment at, let's say, a school cafeteria, because you had a whole serving area dedicated just to cold, and then another one just for hot. With what they're able to show you with like the VORAF stuff, you're now able to have more condensed serving areas, and they don't, now they can, as the guy was explaining, yes, now in the morning you can have the same area set to refrigeration, and you can have your juice, your apple juice, orange juice, your cartons of milk, yogurt, and things like that for the breakfast in the morning. So they can have those cups of cereal. They have that kind of stuff in the morning. Then they could turn it to heat for the afternoon, and then they could turn it back into cold or even freezing for in the day, where they can have frozen treats. Like they said, the kids have perfect attendance. They have, good grades, things like that. Then they might have little frozen yogurt treats, pop-ups, ice pops, that kind of thing, ice pops, that type of thing. And they're able to do that in one kitchen, one serving area, instead of before they had these huge, massive front serving areas, because an entire section was dedicated for just hot. And then they had to turn around, the kids would make that turn, and then boom, the other section had, cold items, fresh fruits that were cut up, things of that nature. So this opens up a lot of opportunities when they redesign these schools, their kitchens, the serving areas. Now they don't need all those services. They don't need as many people as well. Unfortunately, that's one of the things. They don't need as many people. Now they're able to churn out a lot more, especially with the like we were talking about before, with the Turbo Chef versus Mary Chef. They're able to use those kind of things. They're able to speed up production, and it all comes down to what kind of deal are these places getting? What kind of deal are these places getting when it comes to the equipment? When they're buying, Mary Chef is with Ollie Group. Turbo Chef is, oh hell, yeah, Turbo Chef is with, I believe it's with Middleby. These distributors, like I was showing you, like the guy with the chef's coat, they only sell particular brands. They bundle up these brands with these large customers, and that's how they work these deals. So there's a lot more to this than what you understand. You'll find this out. So it's not necessarily about what people like or what people want. It's about what kind of package they get, what kind of financing they get. Middleby does financing. They do in-house financing. So they're able to keep their prices up high, but then they're able to stretch out terms for a customer. They don't need to go to a third party. They don't need to go to a bank. They say, hey, look, we'll do all this in-house. Do you want it? That's what they do. You want it? And then they provide them with the Turbo Chef. They provide them with the Fry Master. They provide them with all these different things. That's pretty much what Illinois Tool Works will do. That's Hobart. So these guys will provide the customers with financing. Then they hit them with the maintenance. They say, hey, look, we're going to roll all of that into your deal. So these people are like, wow, I get the top name brand, I get all this stuff, and then they just pay out. They're able to make a simple monthly payment. So when you really want to get into this, there's a whole business side to this. Yes, you could just run out and do a particular service call to whoever calls you, whoever's on the other end of the line, which is not typical on the commercial side. The commercial side, as you watch some of the other channels, the guys will all tell you, hey, look, we prefer to deal with deal with larger companies, they're already going to have a set style of equipment. No matter which store you go to, hey, they're going to have Frymaster at all their locations. So now I don't have to worry about carrying parts for Pitco, parts for Ultra Fryer, and all that. I just have to worry about this one particular model of Frymaster, and that's it. So you're more profitable. You're dealing with one customer, payment coming from that one customer. It's a whole nother ball game than what you guys actually think is going on out there in the world. Any questions before I wrap this thing up? Because sorry about that. I didn't think to charge this thing up. So it is consuming an awful lot of power and causing my video to lag. Yeah, it keeps going between 7% and 10%. So since you guys don't have any other questions, I will wrap this thing up. If you would like to know about other parts of the commercial industry, any particular brands, anything of that nature, just put your comments on the videos. I'll take that into consideration as I bring up subjects for future videos. You know what? I didn't get a chance to do Zero Zone, but there's always Thursday. It's the video is going to be so laggy. I apologize. Next time I'll charge everything up. This is the old video. Yeah, that's the old video. I got to put it on the new one. Hold on 1 second. Let me add this video file. While I'm waiting on you guys to come up with anything else. Hold on, desktop. I do make adjustments to the video every week. It doesn't look like it, but I make adjustments to it every single week. For the training, I have videos on employment as well. If you know somebody who's looking for a job, there's plenty of those out there too. What the hell? Hold on 1 second. This thing is giving me such grief. I have a brand, oh, okay. Got a brand new video. No, this ain't it. This is about the jobs. So you see videos like this is about your jobs. Mike, what was the name brand of the pizza oven with the big glass door? That one was Pizza Group. That was Pizza Group. You got a number of them. There's about, because it's European, there's no individuality. Everything is made for a no, everything is made to a particular standard for the EU. MVP Group is still on hold. I cannot verify or guarantee that they are paying just yet. So hold off on MVP. If MVP calls you, just tell them that we're waiting to hear on you know, I'm waiting to hear on the health of how they're paying. So any of you guys have money that you're waiting on from MVP, let me know if you do start to see some checks coming in. So I don't know what is going on with MVP. Where the hell is this video file? Hold on 1 second. It is training. Should just be right here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I put it away. Corrigo, Fuddruckers. This is quite unfortunate. Oh yeah. So let me show you. I got sidetracked. So there's a number of them. Hold on. There's a number of them. Shoot, I canceled all my stuff. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up a whole new tab. So I can show you. You got Pizza Group. You got. So you got Pizza Group USA. I don't think his was Pizza Group. Was his Pizza Group? So here's the thing. Pizza Group actually they're working with a network here in the States. So Fosh and those guys are running that. What they did was they gave Rich Malachi New York. So Rich is taking care of Bayonne, New Jersey. He's taking care of New York. He's doing Long Island. He's selling parts for the oven. So if somebody wants you to work on it, you got to go to Rich. Got to go to Rich Malachi to get parts. If you're outside of New York, New Jersey, Long Island, you could still go to Rich to get parts. But just know that Fosh's guys, and I've met them. I got plenty of pictures. I got plenty of pictures from the ovens. So they actually have an office here in Houston. So this is not the same oven. It's very similar, but they're all going to look just like this. Let me see here. Oh, hold on 1 second. You got pizza. Hold on. I think keeps going back and forth. Oh, let me see here. Shoot. Cause I got some marketing material. Italian pizza oven electric. Let's see here. Yeah, AMPTO. They don't make anything. Oh, Italforni, and Fiero. Oh, yeah. All right, Italforni. I'm one of their services. How the hell can I forget about that? Italforni. You know, I always thought when I had my daughter, no, they have their own guys. Fosh has his own guys. Oh, you're talking about you saw QBD. Why would you even ask something like that? No, you can call them, get signed up. They do I've got 3 videos on QBD. And none of these units are hard to work on. If something is difficult to work on, I'm going to tell you it's difficult to work on. And that's also subjective. So this is Italforni. Fosh used to be involved with Italforni. He was the distributor in the US for Italforni before. Yeah. And so now Italforni is working with someone else. They were only in Canada after Fosh dropped them. They were only in Canada, and now I think they're doing Canada and the US. I don't know about Mexico. So they have these ovens, which is the same one you saw. Like I said, there's absolutely no difference. I actually did a video on these. There's no difference. The Fiero, the Italforni, the Pizza Group, there's no difference. It is made to a European standard. This is what they use in Europe. So they are not the land of the free. Okay, so they can only make these ovens a certain way. Now they have choices when it comes to finishes and like if they're going to be casters or if they're going to be fixed legs, all that kind of stuff. They got little minute choices. Other than that, everything else is going to be the same. Or down to the hinges. You only got a couple. You got Defendi. You got a couple of manufacturers. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. So Defendi is one. What's the other one? You got help me out. What's the other one? It's what does it start with an F? You got about 3 different suppliers in Europe. Everybody has to use like those 3 different suppliers as far as the parts. Like the guys that make hinges, the guys that make the burners, the elements, and all that kind of stuff. So Defendi is one. Damn, I'm drawing a blank with the other ones. I'm drawing a blank. All right. So let's see here. So yeah, these are all the, like I said, for pizza. Look at all these different ones. So I used to take care a lot of these. Still have some parts. Still have some parts for these. So on the pizza group side, they called theirs the Dragon. And what they did is they added some like an attachment to help with the transition, because we had a ton of problems. These come in electric or gas. No, you can't convert them. They can only be, you have to order it. You have to order it either electric or gas. So this is the gas one. Yeah, now you have the optional touchpad because everything has changed. And as you can see here on the video, it's a singular slat. Not like the video from last week where there's a slit in the middle. The reason why they went with the slit in the middle, because they were cracking in the middle anyway. So they decided to do this. I don't know if they've updated this or once they run through the stones, but that was always a major thing. Is the customers would have me change the damn stones because they didn't like the way it looked, because they were broken. Oh, I don't like it. You got to change it. So you got Ital Forni, you got Fiero, you got a number of different ovens. It's like I said, there are thousands of manufacturers out there. I don't know if you guys are actually listening or you're just watching with the sound off, or I don't know what the hell y'all doing, but there are thousands of these different brands. Let me Fiero, which is fire. Fiero Forni, which is just like Ital Forni. Coming up. Sorry, it's slow. I said I was gonna get off of this. So what is CEO Jake's saying? There's the Fiero group. Oh yeah, Fontana. Yeah, there's a number of these damn things. I'm sorry, it's so freaking slow, man. My said I was gonna get off of here. I'm down to 6%. I'm surprised it's even working. Don't want residential, damn it. Commercial wood fire ovens. There we go. That is what I want. So the Texas, that was 2023. So they all come down here. Traditional oven, the rotating oven. Let me show you the deck ovens. And see, they do financing because Italy the government is behind it. Let me shop the ovens. Of course, there's a lot of, man, what the hell? Of course, there's a lot of ovens in your area. I mean, people make pizzas, bro. They make pizzas. The more you get out there, the more you're going to see their site is, I don't know if their site is glitching or if it's mine. Probably a little bit of both. I don't know this for certain, but yeah, this happens quite a bit. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Italians and airlines, Italians and cars, but they're great at aesthetics and design. Not so great when it comes to the money, to the lira. Okay, when it comes to the lira, it's problems. It's problems. The Italians have problems with the lira. Alitalia goes out of business, I swear, like every other month. Look at what's happening with the car, with with their car manufacturing right now. So all right, so Fiero, we're having problems. Once again, their website was probably designed on a Friday afternoon or Monday morning. But as you can see, United Center, Whole Foods, City Fields, Connie's Pizza, all of these things, yes, you have this. And it's not just this. They have the electric ovens. They have the deck ovens. They have the rotating ovens. Let me go to another one. Let me go to another one. Damn it, I just had the other one. What was it? And the Germans are in this too. The Germans, let me show you. I kept wanting to do. I keep wanting to type it the way it sounds, but it's spelled completely different than what it sounds. This is Miva. Miva has been putting out that same damn oven that you saw. They've been putting out the same damn oven for 10, 15 years. In-store baking, the production. We'll do it with the in-store. We'll go with that. They have a guy here. He's willing to train. There it is, right there. How different does that look? These are made to a European standard. They don't have a choice. The United States is different. We have choice. You have options. In Europe, they don't have choice. They don't have options. They go with the standard. The different countries have to select a standard, and then they all go with that standard. But the U.S. is different. The U.S. is different. That's why if you learn how to work on one of them, you're going to be good for the rest of them. And this includes that god-awful rationale. You know, so with the exception of the access codes and things like that, you know, but everything else is extremely similar to everything else. You know,
We are same.
Oh, and it reminds me,
But different.
I found some
But
training.
same.
I found some training videos for Convotherm. They put out some new videos. So remind me about that for Thursday's video, or maybe another one. But here you go. So here's for the Kinter vocational school. And like I said, this is a German. Yeah. So this is a German. I want to make some jokes, but I think it's still too soon. It's still too soon, yeah, to talk about Germans and ovens. But as you can see here, same with the slanted oven, glass door. So the oven hinges up and back to retain the heat so it doesn't just come rolling out the oven. And there's your same controller, just like the Italians. But the Germans make slight changes. They have a representative here, a service technician here. These are so good, so reliable. They only have one guy. He's on the East Coast, like North Carolina, South Carolina. And whenever there's a problem, he'll fly to wherever and do the service. There's one chain here in Houston that actually uses these ovens. They'll like the small one. They use the small one in the front of the house. Let's see what else we got. But this is just one, and I can go on for days. This is just one from the hinterlands. But if we go to the Italian stuff, they're all over the place. The Italians have just run amok with all their ovens. I just need to type in Forni, and yeah, oven, and they're just all over the damn place. Mario Foni, I think Mario Foni has one now. Maria Foni, Mara Foni. I'm sorry, Mara Foni. Sorry, because hell, they might even be watching. Picard, but I think Picard is French. Someone correct me in the chat. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. So Marafoni. So here they go. Because the Italians don't care. The Italians don't care. So here's the Italian oven. And yeah, they enter into the championships and stuff like that. So don't go to the pizza shows thinking that you're going to get in there and talk to these people and all that. All you're going to do is get yourself blacklisted. All you're going to do is be a nuisance. So as you can see here, the only choice they had is handles are different. The placement of the handle is up instead of down. And shit, that might even change. There's the same baffle like the guy was talking about. There's the digital control, so many different styles. Hell, they might even say 88 different styles of oven configurations. Who knows? Nope. Not gonna get me. So there they are with the corn and all of that stuff. They're showing the versatility, but they're all doing the same thing. So don't be heartbroken. What the hell is this? So, oh yeah, Mario Phony. Don't be heartbroken if one of these guys doesn't bring you into the fold. There are so many others. You keep at it, and eventually you'll find a date for the prom. Okay, so don't worry about it. You'll find your true love. So don't worry about it. You just keep at it, champ. You just keep at it. You'll get one. You'll get one to take to the dance. And it won't even have to be your cousin or your mother. You'll find one. There's plenty of fish out there to see. What was that? Can. There's so many. So the old school way is gone. I don't know when. I don't know when the American. Oh yeah, even the Koreans. I was gonna show the Can one. Even the Koreans got theirs. The Turbo Air oven. So Turbo Air they are very big, and they copy everything the Germans do. They copy every damn thing. And once again, 220 volt electric. All of these are, 99% of them are going to be electric. Like the guy explained before, you don't have the whiplash, none of that other stuff. So this time, I don't think their door is slanted. It doesn't slant back. It doesn't look like it. This is what they do. They copy and paste, but they just didn't do that part. Other than that, these are controls. These controls can change. They might have even updated to the new touch. And the reason why they would update is because everybody else is using it. So now the cost will come down. It's harder to use this old school. It's harder to train new people to use that old school touch. It's a lot easier with the new touch screens. And as you can see, these things aren't cheap. So you're talking about $19,000. But you just don't have to wait like you do with the Italian stuff. When the Italians sell out, now you got to wait for another sea container to come. It has to clear customs. And then they got to truck it from New York or Miami to, like here or some other large city. And then they will truck it to you from there. Am I missing anything? Is there anything you guys were looking for? But once again, electric. And see, Turbo Air is doing their best. It's the little engine that could. It's the little Korean engine that could. free shipping. For 20 grand, I would hope so. You know, give me some damn shipping, for goodness gracious. So when you go to your Asian bakeries, you go to your Asian grocery stores, you're going to see a Rationale kitchen. They will go with the German, or they're going to go with Radiance. They've recently started using the Turbo Air name instead of just Radiance. So you'll see a mix of Turbo Air and Radiance. All right, we're seem to be winding down with this. And let's see here. Let me see if I have any contributors to the show. Anyone to thank? Let's see here. I know I didn't get a chance to put out any type of decent product today. Let's see if we had any contributors to the show. Oh, Richard R. Brown.
We are same.
Richard R. Brown, thank you very much.
Different, but still same.
So I hope you enjoyed. The show. I tried my best. Thank you very much for the contribution. Greatly appreciated. So yeah, hopefully the whole purpose was to save you from going to these damn shows. The whole purpose was to save you guys from going to these damn shows. Thanks again for the contribution. At the beginning of each year, I tell you guys about the shows to attend. Rhythma and all those other ones. I tell you about those shows to attend. If you go to these, you're not going to get the bang for your buck. Everything it's nice to get away and all, but these same appliances are going to be in other shows. So don't go to the pizza show. Don't go to NAFM. Those shows are not for you. There are other shows where they are focused on talking to maintenance and that type of thing. And this isn't it. The pizza show isn't it. A lot of those other regional shows aren't it. I cover this on an annual basis, which shows to go to. This way you can plan your trips. You can plan your trips so you can go to these classes. Let me see here. What else I got? Oh, I forgot to do that. Thanks again, brother. I appreciate it. And as usual, Brother Richard, anything you want me to cover, let me know, and I'll do a video focused on that. And with that, we are going to call it an evening. And I have to remember to charge this thing up a little more than half next time, because I consume a lot of power. Even though this thing is plugged up, I consume a lot of power. See you guys later. Hold on one second. Let me take myself off of this thing.
side of the unit and the rest to the top. Okay, so in those applications in which the machine is really tall, as long as we have at least 3 inches of clearance on the top, we're okay. Okay. Notice that in the 3 options, the top panel has to be open. Okay, and none of the options you can block the top panel. So if a customer comes and you put some box on top of the machine and blocks that discharge on the top, the machine is really going to have issues. Okay, so that's something we need to hammer our customers and let them know, hey, please, 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 never put something on top of the machine. Okay. Somebody is asking me, I mentioned that the units need to be hardwired. That's correct. These machines are commercial units. They don't come with a plug. So the machines have to be hardwired to an individual breaker. Okay. Thank you for the question. You remove the front panel of the unit. This is the view you get there. Okay. The first thing I'm going to ask you to actually notice is your evaporator. Okay. All the evaporators are facing forward. It doesn't matter what width of the machine is. If it's a 20, 30, 48 inch unit, all the evaporators are facing forward. Okay. Single evaporator, dual evaporator. Okay. Sitting in front of the evaporators, you're going to see 2 pieces of plastic. The first one, the top one with the X marked on it, that's the splash guard. Okay. Its function is only to ensure that any water that splashes out of from the evaporator, okay, hits that guard and it's pushed downwards to the current where the water is going to be redirected back into the water reservoir. Okay. Underneath that splash guard, you have your current. That's basically the flap that opens and closes. Okay. That's actually the mechanism we're going to use to determine harvest and when the machine is in full bin. Okay. Below that, you see you have your water reservoir. That's the reservoir that's going to hold the water that's going to be turned into ice. Okay. All the diagrams, electrical diagrams, explanations about the sequence of operation, explanation about the cleaning process, everything is located on stickers that are on the back of the left panel. Okay. Also notice, please, on the front, you have that control pad or it's called membrane switch, located on the front of the machine, on the front lower right corner. And there you see your 2 buttons, your power on top and your cleaning on the bottom. Okay. The cleaning actually is supposed to be a hand cleaning the machine. Okay. So the top button, the power button, actually has 2 LED lights, red and blue. Okay. The cleaning has only 1, yellow. Okay. So with these 3 colors, red, blue, and yellow, the machine is actually going to tell you exactly what's going on with the unit. Okay. You can see there also the water tube that's going to bring the water from the water reservoir. The water is going to be pushed upwards with the pump to the upper part of the evaporator, where we have actually a water distribution tube that's going to be in charge of distributing the water over the whole evaporator through the spillway. Okay, so in the upper part, you see that water distribution tube. That's actually a tube-in-tube design. It means there's an inner tube and an outer tube, and as you can see there, they're actually separated in upper and lower halves. Okay, so as you can see there, cleaning is really easy because you just separate the upper and lower halves, and you can clean that with your fingers. You don't have to be fighting with a bottle brush trying to get into a closed tube. Okay. The really important part of the water distribution tube is the orientation of the holes of the inner tube. Okay, as you see there in that drawing where the inner tube is kind of has a greenish tone. Okay, you can see that the holes are actually pointing upwards. Okay, the reason is double fold. The first one is the water, as you can see there, comes through the middle of the tube, fills the inner tube, then the water comes out through the holes, hits the upper part of the outer tube, then the water turns around and then drops through the bottom of the outer tube, okay, into the spillway and then into the evaporator. That whole movement of the water first lowers the pressure of the water, because remember, this water is being pushed by a pump, okay? So all that movement of the water lowers the pressure of the water, so the water flows over the evaporator as a smooth cascade, okay? So that allows really good contact between the water and the metal frame of the evaporator, so we can start heat transfer, okay? If the water comes with too much force, you can see that sometimes the water hits the spillway, separates from the evaporator, jumps the first maybe 2 or 3 rows, and then you have contact of the water in the 4th or 5th row downwards. So the upper rows are not forming ice, okay? The other good thing about this type of assembly is if you have any debris or anything that clogs the inner holes of the inner tube, because of the way the water flows through the whole assembly, you're still gonna have water coming out of that section of the outer tube, okay? So let's imagine on the last hole on the right-hand side of the inner tube gets clogged because of all the water that's being collected and formed in the outer tube, you're still gonna have water coming out of that section, okay? Because if you ever have water that's not covering the whole evaporator, you're gonna have sheets of ice that are not gonna be complete. That's gonna impact production, okay? Because we're not measuring sheets of ice, we're actually measuring pounds, okay? X amount of pounds every 24 hours. So if you imagine you lose a quarter of your sheet, instead of producing a sheet of ice that weighs 7 pounds, now you're producing ice that a sheet of ice that weighs, let's say, 5 pounds. That's going to have an impact. Okay. You can see on the bottom of the machine, on the base of the unit, those 2 ledges. Okay, that's where the water reservoir is going to be sitting on. Okay, and on the back, the water reservoir actually has 2 pieces of plastic that are coming out of the back of the reservoir. Those actually latch into those 2 retaining slots on the base of the unit, okay? So those 4 points of contacts are the ones that are holding the water reservoir. Okay, those 4 points of contact, the 2 ledges on the front, and the 2 retaining slots on the back are the ones that are going to hold that water reservoir, okay? So we're going to go over a small video of how to remove that water reservoir. You can see there, it's kind of a drawing where you have the side of the machine and the front panel removed. That black cover you see there, that's supposed to be your curtain, okay? You see your reservoir and your water pump, okay? So the first thing you're going to see there that happens is the technician is going to swing that curtain open and disengage the curtain, and then you're going to see that the technician actually grabs the front of the reservoir and pulls the reservoir towards him, okay? And then he's going to push the reservoir back in and down. Okay, there you see. So first thing, we swing that curtain open, then we grab the front of the reservoir and we're going to pull it towards us. That disengages the back of the reservoir, and then we're going to push the reservoir back in and down. So the reservoir actually goes underneath the water pump and underneath that float assembly until the front of the reservoir clears those 2 ledges. Okay, there you see in a different angle, the reservoir goes forward, and then you have to push the reservoir back in and down so the back of the reservoir goes underneath the machine and underneath the pump until the front of the reservoir clears those 2 ledges. Okay, once that happens, the reservoir just comes out through the dropping zone, okay? Once the reservoir is out, you can see there that you have access to your water pump and your float assembly. Okay, so in order to remove these 2 components, the water reservoir has to be out of the way, okay? The water pump is quite easy. I suggest you first electrically disconnect the pump. You disconnect the hose, grab the base of the pump, a quarter of a turn counterclockwise, and that pump just disengages from the frame of the machine. As you can see there, the pump has those 2 pieces of plastic that form a ring around the pump that have those 2 lips. Those are the ones that latch to the frame of the unit, okay? So let's see that one more time. So you electrically disengage the pump from the board, remove that hose from the impeller of the pump. You grab the pump a quarter of a turn counterclockwise, and it just disengages from the frame of the unit. And if needed, you can remove and even change those pieces of plastic that form the ring where the pump uses to actually latch to the base of the unit. Okay, a board. The board are universal boards. Okay, so any CIM model, doesn't matter if it's a single evaporator, dual evaporator, air cooled water, remote, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, 115, 220 volts. Every single CI model uses the same board, okay? That's a really big advantage. The boards are located on a metal box inside of the unit on the right-hand side, okay? If for any reason, and we're gonna see that when we come back to the room, if for any reason you don't have access to the right-hand side of the unit, you can always disengage that box from the frame of the unit and remove that box through the top of the machine. So that way you can have access to the board through the top of the unit, okay? As you can see there, the board itself has the middle section where you have your universal power module, okay? The board can withstand and work with voltages between 90 and 265 volts. So as you can see there, that's why we can use the same board for 115 and 220 volt units, okay? You can see there that the board itself has its own power and clean button. So the upper button is power, the upper blue button is power with its own LED lights, red and blue. And below you have your clean button with its own yellow LED light, okay? So whatever is happening on the front of the machine in regards to the lights flashing, the same thing is gonna happen in the board, okay? If you want to give orders to the machine, you can use the two buttons on the front of the unit on the control pad, or you can go directly to the board, okay? Notice that in the lower part of the board, you have 6 black relays, okay? You need to take into account the first one, the big 12 relay, that's relay number 1, and then you have 6 smaller relays, okay? Each of those relays has a green LED light on top, okay? That's going to tell you what component the machine is energizing at that specific moment, and it's going to be related to one of those terminals, those white terminals of the Molex connector, okay? So if you see that those terminals on the bottom, the first 2 starting from the left side are L1 and neutral, okay? So this is the line voltage that's coming into the machine, okay? This is where you have 115 or 220 volts, depending on what voltage is coming into the machine, okay? So if you put your voltmeter between the L1 and neutral, you should be reading 115 or 220 volts, okay? From there, the board is going to use those relays to energize the different components, okay? So in this scenario, for instance, you see that that first relay, the green LED light comes on. That is telling me that that third terminal should be energized with voltage, and that should be going to a specific component. In this case, we're talking about the fan, motor, or if it's a remote unit, it goes to your liquid line solenoid, liquid line coil, okay? The second relay is your compressor relay, okay? So when that green LED light is on, we know that that fourth terminal should have voltage and my compressor should be up and running, okay? If I want to check that, I would grab my voltmeter, insert my lead between the fourth terminal and then go to the second terminal. That's normally a blue wire on the neutral. So I would go between the terminal that I'm checking voltage and neutral, and I should be reading 115 or 220 volts, okay? So second relay is your compressor. Third relay is the harvest components, okay? That means hot gas valve and harvest assist assembly. So when that third relay is on, your machine is at harvest, okay? The hot gas valve should be open, and the harvest assist assembly is the small assembly behind your evaporator plate, where you have a motor connected to a metal rod that comes out and pushes the ice up the evaporator. Okay, we're going to see that when we come back to the unit and actually see these components in the machine. Okay, the other next relay, the fourth relay, is your water inlet valve. Okay, so when that relay is on, your water inlet valve should be open, and you should be able to hear and see water dripping into the reservoir. Okay, this normally happens at the beginning of the freeze cycle. After that, you have your purge and your water pump. Okay, so just by going to the board and actually looking at the relays and determining what LED light is on which relay, I can determine what it is that the machine is actually doing, okay? So for instance, if the last relay is on, okay, but my water pump is not, I don't see any water being moved by my pump, what I would do is grab my voltmeter, measure voltage between the last terminal of the pump and the second terminal neutral, and verify that there's voltage there, Okay. Once I've done that, and I